Said I've been up and I've been down.
I've always lived a life fantastic.
Said I've been played and I've played around.
I always landed on my feet.
There have been bumps along the way,
but I had to take my chances.
And other times when I showed grace,
but you were standing there to grace me.
With open arms you would catch me.
And now I fall.
And with the same arms you would love me.
Whenever I call,
always there to forgive me.
if ever I fall,
Standing at the ready to receive me.
whenever I call,
Sometimes the stakes seem so high,
we're going deeper,
and the load felt much lower.
you were great, it ain't no secret.
No grace from any man.
Why don't you quit while you can still quit?
And then you say, come take my hand.
That wasn't me, it was something holy.
With open arms you would catch me.
If ever I fall,
And with the same arms you would love me.
whenever I call,
Always there to forgive me.
if ever I fall,
Standing at the ready to receive me.
whenever I
Wanna say
call,
it again. With open arms you would catch me.
if ever I fall,
And with the same arms you will love me.
whenever I call,
Always there to forgive me.
if ever I fall,
Standing at the ready to receive me.
not gonna worry, not gonna worry,
Oh no, no, no.
not gonna worry, not gonna worry,
Never gonna worry now, no.
not gonna worry, not gonna worry,
'Cause you're always there.
not gonna worry, never gonna worry.
Never gonna worry, no, no, no.
Don't worry about my lifestyle profile, it's just what I was made of. Disappointment or disapproval from the heavens, only thing I'm afraid of. I'm the nuisance child, grew up in the lowest tax bracket percentile with loud. So of course I'm bitter, got recourse for them hecklers who try to modify me. But if you can't control these streets, how can you get me?
With open arms you would catch me.
If ever I fall,
And with the same arms you will love me.
whenever I call,
Always there to forgive me.
if ever I fall,
Standing at the ready to receive me. TP, come on and sing.
with open arms you would catch me. If ever I fall, and with the same arms you would love me.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Always there to forgive me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Standing at the ready to receive me.
Say it again, say it again, say it again.
Open arms.
Oh yeah.
And with the same arms you will love me.
Come on, say it.
Always there to forgive me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Standing at the ready to. If ever I fall, whenever I call,
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. If you can hear me good, y'all know the. Okay, wait. I think I can hear myself on this other thing. So, all right. So it looks like y'all can hear me Let me go ahead and take this picture down off of the screen. We got a lot to cover in this video, and this might be a little bit of a longer video because I got a lot to cover and we got a lot to talk about. All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, it's me, Pop-Up Show. Yay, 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 yay on a Saturday. How about that? That's crazy, isn't it? We need to talk. So I'm not going to waste any of your time today. Early this morning, I was on TikTok and I was just scrolling through my TikTok account. For those of you, it's getting better, Moni. It's getting better. Only thing about right now, Moni, when I sneeze, like my whole body, like my upper body, it's just like it hurts. Like, and so, when I sneeze now, I like try to sneeze it all out and don't try to hold it in because we typically try to be respectful and hold the sneeze in. Now I just gotta like let it all go because otherwise my whole body hurts. Like it hurts. And I don't know what's the deal with that, but it hurts. Let me just say hello to everybody that's in the chat. What's up, Daryl Moore? What's up, Serena? What's up, Serena? Hey, Kelly, good to see you here. Hi, Misha, good to see you here as well. Uncle Fred, good to see you. Darnell, what up? What up, Darnell? Charity, good to see you. Pinzel T, or is it Pinzel? I don't know how you pronounce it. Abela, One Deep, what's up? What's up? What's up? Rejoice, Lynn Pearson. I'm trying to feel a little bit better, Lynn. I am. I'm working on it. I definitely am working on it. Somebody said I got time tonight, no date. All right. Okay, well, we got a lot to talk about, so this is gonna be some time. Now, I'm a pre put this out here, ladies. I am a red-blooded American male. I am never going to see the female side of this. Therefore, I will open this up for you guys to refute, rebut, say whatever you want to say to me, but I'm coming out with this disclaimer. Men and women think differently. Okay. And I got a couple of disclaimers. Let me just say that right there. Okay. Here's my second disclaimer. I do not personally have any children. I helped my sister to raise 3 children. Okay. And I won't get into the ages and stages of all of that, but trust me when I tell you, everybody was young and one of them was in diapers. She used to wake me up every morning by sitting on my head with her darn diaper. Used to drive me crazy. But anyway, that's my poo-poo. But anyway, I have helped to raise 3 children. I know more about raising children than a lot of other individuals know about raising children. I have bought more drill team outfits and tassels for boots and clothes and presents and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so just understand. Now, I realize having your own children, it is different. So I'm putting this disclaimer out here so you won't waste your time saying stupid stuff in the chat. All right. So I'm putting it out here just so you understand. I understand it is different when you have your own kids. But let me also tell you, do not put in this chat and telling me that I don't know nothing about raising no children because I done raised 3 of them. Okay. So I'm going to put it to you that way. Just bottom line, it is what it is. And my sister will vouch for me on that one. Okay. Her and I actually just got off the phone because I had to call her and talk to her a little bit about this situation because I wanted to get a female's perspective on something and she kind of helped me out. And we're going to talk about that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant's, one of his baby mamas, has gone to court and finally landed in court to get some kind of child support adjustment. We are going to watch the court case here. We're going to go over it. Oh, yes, I'm going to give some commentary to this. Oh, yes, I am. Anybody who knows me, y'all know I love court TV. I like Law and Crime. I like Lawyer Mike. These are some YouTube channels that I watch. I watch court dramas and real court situations almost on a daily basis. I have been glued to the YSL case for the last, 7 months, 6-7 months. So trust me, I'm not new to this. I'm true to it. But in this particular instance, and let me slow down because I got a lot of stuff to talk to y'all about. So there's a couple things. Now, I do not believe I do not believe that a man who has a child should abandon his child, not spend time with his child. I am not that dude. I don't care if you don't like the baby mama. I don't care if you don't like your ex-wife. I don't care who it is that you attached to, that you done made this baby with. You have a responsibility to be in your child's life, period. There is no excuse for it whatsoever. Okay. So, and I'm laying this foundation so that you ladies and everybody in this chat, y'all understand where I'm coming from. But this situation, oh, no. Oh, no, Moni. No. You're going to get to see the whole thing. It's 51 minutes long, and we're going to go through it today, and we're going to give some commentary. Edaba Shataba, because I need to talk, and I'm going to tell y'all some stuff here in a minute. Now, if you follow this channel, I have told you guys about this woman before. I told you, and I'm just going to do this for the sake of being who I am. I told y'all I'm not new to it. I'm true to it. If y'all remember, I showed you guys a long time ago the paternity test between Latanya Odom and Jamal Bryant. What you see on your screen right now is the actual paternity test. Now, it took, and a lot of vloggers are not going to give you what I'm giving you. And this is what separates me from a lot of these other vloggers, is because I typically do a lot of research when I have the time to do the research. Okay. And I just want to simply tell you, this is another reason why you need to support the Mad Church Disease channel, because when things come up like this, I can do research and I will have the time to pull the stuff that I need to pull in order to give you the whole entire picture. Okay. All right. So I'm just putting it out there, or that's how things like this come to be. And that's how you're able to learn a lot more when it comes to these types of stories. And yes, that's a shameless plug. You need to support the channel, and you also need to purchase a membership because it helps to sustain the channel. But anyway, here is the paternity test. All right. Now, from my research and me doing the background on this story a long time ago, and I done told you guys this story a long time ago. I told y'all I done forgot more stories than most folks even remember. So let me tell you this. This woman had to chase Jamal down for Jamal to admit to even being this child's father. But in retrospect, when I understand the dynamics and when I talked to people and found out how the two of these people got together, it sort of gave me a better understanding of why he had the mentality that he had. Now, allegedly, and I'm going to say this allegedly because I have not spoken with Miss Odom, and I have not gotten to this to be the case or not, but apparently I am being told and was informed that that the way that these two individuals met was that Miss Odom was doing what the salamander was doing. And if y'all don't know who the salamander is, don't worry. If you've been around me and Daryl Moore's channel for a while, you know that a lot of these women go to these preachers conventions and they give massages in these preacher conventions. And apparently, what I was told allegedly that their encounter started from a massage situation. Now, whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. But I'm just giving you guys the information that was given to me. But I was also told by another preacher that this same woman was involved with another preacher by the name of Brian Carn. That's why I said. And I done tried to tell y'all that they pass these women around. And some of these women are what I refer to as temple temple whores. I refer to them as temple whores. Now, somebody said, what is a temple whore? Let me tell you what a temple whore is. A temple whore is a woman who specifically likes sleeping with preachers, pastors, prophets, apostles, deacons, elders, and the men of God that's in the church. In the words of my good friend Dawson Speaks, take a breath. Take a breath, okay? And all of this is going on in the Lord's church. No, that's what my friend That's what Dawson says. I can never say that like Dawson, but it tickles me every time he says it. But anyway, so Jamal, this woman had to chase Jamal down in order to take this paternity test. Okay. And but we have a long road to travel today, but I want to just tell you that. Now, I have been in situations as a working adult. I've had coworkers that I've had to watch go over to their desk and see grown men crying because they are negative after working for 2 weeks and getting their paycheck. That's your own fault. I make no excuses. If you slinging the dang-a-lang all around town, you cannot expect for people when you sleep with them for them not to come out and get what they should be getting in order to take care of the children. That just, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to show you guys, and we're going to go through this court case, and I want to show you, and then we're going to talk through it ourselves because we got to talk through some stuff. We got to talk through some stuff. We're going to share our audio. We're going to share this. Hopefully we don't have too much drama. Let's go here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to go over this court case. All right. Here is his court case. And y'all tell me if we need to go up on the volume.
So, were you able to make contact with Mr. Bryant?
I did reach out. I wasn't able to reach him directly, though. But I sent him an email. I sent him the Zoom information. I tried calling his cell. It didn't go. It went straight to voicemail.
All right.
So for copyright reasons, we will be giving commentary and stopping this video. But I just want to go over this first part. So the ADA, the CPS people are stating that they went and tried to email Jamal. Jamal did not return any of the emails, and you will hear the judge say in a minute he was supposed to be here for this, but he was not here. And you will hear the judge go over this again. Okay, so let's continue on.
All right, let's proceed.
Okay. So, Your Honor, by way of background, again, as I mentioned this morning, this is a review and modification. We are modifying a consent judge, prior order entered by this court in November 2016. That order was civil action file number 16-CV-1613. And just to kind of give you a full picture as to why we're here, our office filed our petition on July 8th, 2024. We sent the packet and our agency recommendation out to both parties on July 25th. At that time, both parties.
How did you're saying someone asked for a modification?
Yes, Your Honor. The custodial parent, Ms. Odom, requested a modification of.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we are here is because the custodial parent, which is Mrs. Odom, has requested a pay adjustment, or she wants some more money. Now, before y'all start passing out judgment over here on Pastor Jamal Bryant, I think you might want to hold your knee or your foot in the air before you put your foot on his neck, because as we develop this and we see this, and I want you all to take your emotions out of this, and let's just see where this is going. So let me just keep going here.
Of that 16-CV-1613 case number.
Okay.
And so we did the review and modification process. We got information from both parties. We made our recommendation. We sent our recommendation out to both parties on July 25th, 2024. So at that time, and it says in the pleadings that both parties have 30 days to file an objection. We did not hear from Ms. Odom by way of the other state until the 29th of August, which was past the objection period.
So
At that time,
so you need to understand something. They sent the documents to both parties. Both parties had 30 days to respond. Mrs. Odom she sent her response in on the 29th, and Miss Odom did not actually respond properly, but you'll hear this ladies tell you they went ahead and processed it anyway, even though she didn't do it on time like she was supposed to do it and when she was supposed to do it and how she was supposed to do it. They still went ahead and processed it. Just saying.
Someone the case manager did give them erroneous information and said that she still could file an objection. So as a courtesy, that's why we went ahead and set the hearing date. But we were waiting for the court dates, and because it was getting close to the end of the year, when he contacted me stating that he would be out of the country, but he wasn't objecting, we still wanted to proceed so as to not prolong the matter any longer. So, just that's kind of giving you the full picture as to kind of how we're here. Yes, she filed an objection. She filed it after the deadline, though, and technically, it shouldn't have moved forward, but because of the error in our office, that's why we went ahead and still proceeded once we got your November court date.
Okay.
Now,
So
just with that cleared up, just so we understand this clearly, the ADA went ahead and processed it anyway, even though Miss Odom did not file the paperwork properly. So here again is the court actually working in the best interest of the child to ensure the fact that Mrs. Odom gets heard, the case gets heard, and Mrs. Odom, and they're able to move things forward. So I don't want people in the chat sitting up talking about, they trying to deny her anything. Nobody's trying to deny this lady anything. Now, I see some comments in the chat, and I'm going to try to address everything that you're saying. First of all, Carrie is not going to be paying Jamal's child support, just like Whitney told Bobby she wasn't paying nothing for him. Whitney told Bobby she wasn't paying his child support, and I'm telling you, Dr. Carrie does not seem to be the kind of woman that's going to be paying Jamal's child support. Let me just also say this. Jamal, according to this document, makes over $46,000 a month. If you do the math, that is over $500,000 a year. Now, let me just tell you this. Just based on my previous history and my current history of sitting on nonprofit boards and charities and churches, etc., that number is ridiculous for someone who is running an international and worldwide ministry. But I will get there later, and we will discuss that later. But you have to understand the dynamics of a 501c3, okay? So, yes.
as for the objection itself, just big picture, and I'll let her speak directly to the court. But based upon the objection that she filed, there are no issues that we as the child support agency can remedy.
Now, understand this. The child support people are telling her, based on the paperwork that she files, there is nothing more than they can do for her based on the requests that she has. And I'm going to tell you why that is in a moment.
They weren't about the finances or the limited scope that the Division of Child Support Services could really do anything about. That's part one. But part two is the child support worksheet, and I can pull both of them up when you the child support worksheet up if you want to after she speaks. Stated one number, and because there is an upward deviation from the prior case, the 16-CV-1613, Mr. Bryant was in agreement to keep that same upward deviation.
So understand something. She made a request to have an adjustment on the child support. Mr. Bryant, Dr. Bryant, Jamal Harrison Bryant went ahead and just gave her or acquiesced to her request. He didn't even fight the amount of her asking for more money. So anybody who is out here talking about he trying to keep her from getting any more money, that is also false. He went ahead and gave her the requested amount that she asked for. Well, that wasn't even good enough for this lady. And it's almost like extortion in my opinion, but that's a whole nother matter. Okay, so she asked for an upward modification. Okay, and look at, well, Moni deals with this stuff, so let me put Moni's comment up here. Even if she asks for an upward modification, whichever mama file first gets the bigger cut of the child support. Okay, which is of course, you would understand, yeah, because it's going to go in the order of the children that he has. You're absolutely right, Moni. But he went ahead and acquiesced and gave her the upward money that she asked for. Okay.
So, and
Now, before I get into this part, because I saw somebody put this in the chat, and it might have been Betty. Betty, I understand that he's a deadbeat in one aspect, which means he should be spending more time with his kid. That's how he's a deadbeat. As far as financially is concerned, when she pulls up this document and shows you how much money this one lady is getting for this one kid, I don't know if he fits deadbeat as far as the dollar amount for child support. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. We shall see.
instead of the child support amount decreasing, it's still.
Let me be clear, Rose. No one is putting her down. And I want you guys to take your emotion out of this. Listen to the case and listen to the information that is being presented to you. We can only present to you the court don't care about your emotion. The court cares about the facts of the case, or what they deem to be the facts of the case. Let me correct myself, because sometimes what the court deems to be facts are not even facts. And you're gonna see her get a little frustrated in a minute, Rose, and I get that. Okay, so I get it. I get that part. Well, Rose, Jamal is not the only preacher that believes that and does that. I have talked about that on this channel before. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of preachers that do that, and they look at it like an Ishmael and Isaac kind of situation. One is the promised son and one is the bastard that they just are going to pretend like they didn't have and they didn't get into any trouble. And we could talk about that at a later point, but let's get through this because I want y'all to hear this.
So the higher amount, if that makes sense.
No, set.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna just the worksheet. Would it be easier for me to pull up the worksheet, or do you want me to just tell you the numbers?
You can pull up the worksheet, maybe look at
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
The Jamal Harrison Bryant, is that Pastor Bryant
Yes.
from Perth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Now, here's this black judge trying to pretend like she don't know who Jamal Harrison Bryant is, and she gonna call him by, I guess she was looking at the documents because she called him by his full government name, and the lady goes, "Yes, Your Honor, that is the person that we're talking about." I don't know how many Jamal Bryants you've ever run into in your life, but let me just say, let me just simply say this. And what's up, Miss Justice? We're watching the court case of Jamal Bryant child support situation with one of his baby mamas. I'm not putting Miss Odom down. I'm just calling a spade a spade. And that's my opinion. And it is my opinion because in this instance, I think Mrs. Odom needed to readjust her thinking and to become a little bit more mature in this process. Okay, but that's just me. All right, I shall continue.
So he's out of the country because he was recently married, I saw. Is that it?
No, he actually, it was a previously scheduled church with the trip. That's the information that he presented when he received the notice of hearing.
Okay. Does he have he doesn't have an attorney and no one is present here. And but your position is what you were okay with him not being here?
Since he wasn't objecting, I told him that we would move forward. We'd present to the court moving forward. Since he's not objecting to the recommendation or to the upward deviation, then we would move forward. If the court wanted us to continue it or reset it, we would
No.
do so. Okay.
No, I mean, no, he got notice and
Now I want you to watch this, because the judge is about to be real shady right here. The lady is telling you from the child support office, the reason why Jamal is not here is because we told him. I'm not making this up. We're listening to the video of the court case. This is the Zoom. She said, we told Jamal, since he had acquiesced and agreed for the increase in the child support, we told him it was no need for him to be here. So what am I going to show up for if I'm giving you the money? Now, ladies, please don't get mad at me. Please don't get mad at me, but I know, dog it, some of you are. This is why some men feel like when they move on with their life and they get a new girl or they get another person in their life, it's not necessarily about the kid, that you're just trying to be involved in their life or to have them in your presence. Like, you just want this person to be in your presence. I saw another court case here a couple of days ago where this woman, this man was giving money to his stepdaughter, and the stepdaughter, the mother drugged the man into the court. He wasn't even the child's father. He was just somebody who had been in the child's life, the child's whole life. And the daughter, when she needs something, she just called her stepdad, or the man that she knew as her stepdad, and he kicks her down the money. And the mama was like all mad and took the man to court. She wanted to get a protective order against him because she felt like her life was being threatened and all of this craziness. And the man was like, well, Your Honor, I haven't seen this woman in like 2 or 3 years. Like, what are you talking about? But the woman done drugged the man in the court. And he's telling the judge, he's like, well, ma'am, I haven't seen her, so I don't know how she could feel like her life is being threatened. Now you're doing these little tit for tat little things that make some men feel like this has nothing to do with the kid. This has everything to do with the fact that you're in your feelings and you're mad about me moving on with my life or kicking you to the curb. Now, I'm not saying this is the case in every situation, but in a lot of these situations that I've been looking at as of late, and some of these court cases, I just saw a court case like this the other day. The woman drugged the man into court for a protective order because he was sending money to the girl that he helped raise since the time she was 1 year old. And she's like 15, 16 now. So she called him and asked him for some money. He kicked her down the end, and the lady drug him in the court. Okay. Anyway, but watch this judge. Watch what your judge says.
he chose not to be here. That's his issue.
Yes.
I'm actually kind of bothered that he's not here because he did not have notice. He did not have the excuse of the court. The court did not relieve him. And so he actually should be here. And the fact that he isn't here actually is that's a warrant. A warrant should be issued for him not being present, to be honest with you. Because it's not right. He has to be here. But let's hear what you got to say.
So the presumptive child support amount was $2,096.41. Like I stated, he still was in agreement to the upward deviation. So our agency recommendation was $2,350 per month.
I don't see it still. I just
So the presumptive child support amount was $2,096.41. The upward.
Let me see if I can blow this page up because I want you guys to see something here. Can we blow this up? I don't know how well y'all gonna be able to see it. Okay. All right, let me show y'all this. I don't know how well y'all can see this document. All right, let me show y'all this. Hold on. The monthly gross income that Jamal lists here is $45,976.02. At the time, I guess Mrs. Odom's income was $5,833.34. And oh man, I want to say something right here. I really want to say something right here, but then people gonna be saying I'm picking on her. Let's move on. Then he did a monthly adjustment Same thing there. Pro rata shares on combined income. He's paying 88% to her 11.26%. And Moni, if I'm wrong with how I'm understanding this, please correct me in the chat. I know you deal with this all the time. All right, let's scroll up. All right, then it says adjustment for work-related child care and health income insurance expenses, $112. She pays $14, he pays $112. Adjusted child support obligation, $2,096.41. And that's that presumptive amount of child support. That was the amount. And then when you get down here, deviations for presumptive child support amount, they get added on an extra $254. And they gave her a total of $2,350 and what is that? 41 cents. Okay. Now, let me just say what I want. I know somebody gonna get mad, but I just don't care. Fellas, this is another reason why I say, you need to be careful. You need to really be careful when you're dating certain people. And I think you need to date people who are maybe not necessarily in your same income bracket, but they're close to it. Because $5,833 is she making okay money. Yeah, she making okay. $5,000 is a lot to a lot of people. But 5,000 is not 46,000. That is a tremendous gap between income, right? 5,000, 46,000, big old difference. That's a big old difference. I'm just saying, big old difference. And I just think it is really imperative that you try to date amongst your circle and you try to sleep with people amongst your circle. Otherwise, I'm just saying.
Deviation was $254, which brought it to the $2,350, which was our agency recommendation.
Okay. And so Miss
Justice, do you want me to look? You want me to bring you on now, or should I do I need to wait? I'll put the okay, well let me add a guest because I love me some Miss Justice. So hold on. That those are my peeps. All right, Miss Justice, I'll put the link in there for you now. If you want to come up, we can go through it together because I know Marjorie gonna push back for all the women. Y'all gonna love Marjorie. Marjorie, don't come up here and beat me up. I'm just talking. All right, so the link is in the chat, Marjorie. Link is in the chat. Tanika Shanette, and it's so hard for me sometimes to talk about this as a dude. I swear it is, because people think, I don't know what some women think. I care about kids and I care about people being taken care of, but I know sometimes you'll hear in a minute why this is some bull jive too. Right, and it also takes into consideration the other children that he has. You are correct. But if he paying her $2,000, just imagine how much those other women are getting. I'm just saying. And this is another reason why you need to stop slinging your thing all around town. I'm just saying. This is another reason why you should stop doing that. I'm just saying.
Sorry. Miss Odom, what is your issue with the worksheet as it's presented?
Sure. So this worksheet was presented after I lost my job. And not only that, all this evidence is not even true because I don't even make that much. That's number one. And then number two,
so she don't even make good money because she lost her job. She ain't got no more job. So now she coming back and she needs some adjustment because she wants to. You'll hear what the whole situation is, okay? But because I don't want to put any words in her mouth. She lost her job. Now she wants an adjustment.
My son has autism. We just found that out as well. And as much as trouble, it's his behavior on the spectrum of autism. And so for the last 3 years, I've even given that to the state of Texas. The behavior has gotten so bad that I'm really coming off my job.
Pastor Bryant, I'm going to just say Mr. Bryant. Mr. Bryant doesn't reside in Georgia.
He does.
So why are you doing it then, Ms. Harris? I'm confused.
Because she is utilizing Division of Child Support Services. So I think it was 2 years ago, she got our services. So we did the consent order.
Oh, so you kept saying, okay.
Yes. So even though our actual DCSS order is a 22 CV, the underlying order is the 16
16C.
All right, now let me stop you here with this autism situation. There are a lot of people that are on the autism spectrum that are fully functioning. Ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk has autism. One of the richest men in the world has autism. When she talks about behavioral issues, I know she's talking about a young man, a young kid at this particular time who is developing behavioral issues. And those behavioral issues could be the fact that he also doesn't have his father in his life. He's living in a home with a mother who is trying to do the corrective behavior and doesn't have the male influence. Now, I'm speculating with that because she could have brothers and uncles and cousins who are in his life, but I'm just simply telling you a lot of other people are on the spectrum of autism. So saying that just because the person has autism doesn't necessarily reflect or mean that this person is so crazy and blah, 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 blah. Jai, I have the paternity test thing here and I need to go back and look at it because it'll tell us on the paternity test. But I think right about now, he should be like either 5 or 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to 1, 2, 3. He's probably 7 or 8 or 9. He's somewhere around there. If my numbers serve me correct, I'm sorry, but he's got to be like 7, 8, or 9. But I'm just going to say 10 just for the sake of rounding the number, just so I can put it in my head. But we'll just say 10. We'll just say 10 years old. Simple as that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Got it. Okay, so the special needs of the child.
What up, Nikki?
You have a $254. Is it that Ms. Odom is saying that the special needs of the child is more than that $254?
Yes.
I do want to interject and say she did not provide that. Everything that she provided us information for, we gave her credit for. That includes health insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, and after-school daycare.
So understand something. When this paperwork was filed, Mrs. Odom did not even include any more information as it relates to autism and asking for more money for the autism part of this. And let me just say this. Let me just say this too while I'm on this, and it's on my brain. We need to be really careful when we let other people diagnose our children with all sorts of stuff. Let me just speak for me. I can talk for me and my personal stuff. When I was in about the 3rd grade, maybe the 2nd or 3rd grade, they tried to diagnose me with attention deficit disorder, or ADD, or some crazy stuff. And my mother was like, hell to the no. They even gave me Ritalin. And Marjorie, you're here too. I don't know if you mute. Can you say something so I can hear you?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. So give me 1 second while I get this out. So they tried to give me Ritalin. And my mother gave me the Ritalin like once or twice. And she said to me, and this is what my mother told me. My mom said, Marcellus, I stopped giving you that stuff. She said, because the moment I gave you that stuff, your whole personality changed. Like, she was like, you became a totally different person. And I was like, oh, okay, Mom. And so my mother was like, I ain't give you that stuff no more. And I'm just here to tell you all, we need to be careful when it comes to these people diagnosing your kids and telling you what your kids have. You need some other opinions, et cetera, et cetera. But go ahead, Marjorie. I'll let you talk now because you done come up and you look so cute.
Oh my God. I just woke up because, and I saw you messaged me that you were online. I was like, oh, what's going on? I said, that's Negro. So y'all, this whole thing, I'm already triggered. I know what it's like to go maybe some of you know what it's like to be going to child support court. And in my particular case, my husband at the time was a preacher, pastor. He was an associate pastor. And so what you have to battle a lot of times are people also shifting money, hide money away. You know, you're basically self-reporting your income. You're supposed to be producing documents, but who knows what Jamal really reported. And the reason why I'm going so hard on Jamal is because he's so irresponsible all the time. Like, he is not using any type of birth control. You are a pastor. You're supposed to be having some type of morals and ethics with how you are controlling your body and self-control. Self-control is one of the gifts of the Holy Spirit. And you just seem like you never have any. And you're too old for this, Jamal. You're too old for this. You still, well, he got married recently, but that's another subject. I'm not going to talk on that. But I'm just saying, before that, you were just doing anything.
Right.
And now, you rolling around being driven in by a chauffeur, several cars, being driven in a Rolls Royce. Now your wife in the picture, so she gonna share whatever you got.
Right.
And like some of these mothers, I wouldn't be surprised if they're taking him back to child support court. Like, wait a minute, Negro, you're not going to be, sliding on my child's money when, just because you got married. And so I think it sounds like to me, I don't know, I haven't watched the whole thing that you probably did already, but it sounds like to me this judge is setting Jamal up. Well, because it don't matter. It don't, and I know what you were saying, Marcellus, before I got online, and I think you had a lot of valid points about men. So I don't want to disparage what you were saying, because that stuff is also very true. I just think Jamal is not the other men. Right. Jamal is just very irresponsible all the time. And it makes me angry because you're still grifting off this pastor role. Because I have my theory about Jamal Bryant since at least 2011 is that he's not a real pastor. He's a scam artist. He's not a real pastor, y'all. I don't care. You can be mad and you can, whatever. But my name is Miss Justice, and so I'm here for the smoke. You can give it to me. But I've been following Jamal for a long time in his shenanigans, and he does not embody the qualities or character or qualifications of a pastor. He just doesn't. Okay. And he just keeps failing up. I'm sorry. Let me get back to the court case.
No. I got some questions for you. Okay. Will this help you change your mind a little bit? So I was watching an interview with Jamal and his new wife. They were engaged at the time. They were sitting down on a podcast with a gentleman, Marjorie, and they were talking about, this whole love thing and all this stuff, right? And I never heard Jamal say this before. He said, humility has never been one of my strong suits. I don't know how to be a humble person. He actually said that, Miss Justice. And I'll be honest with you. It kind of it turned in my brain, and I would say, oh, you know what? That will explain why he does so much over the top stuff, with all that gaudiness and all of that Rolls Royce, like you talking about, with all of this stuff that he does, because he said it out of his own mouth. He doesn't know anything about humility. So humility according to him, has never been any of his strong suit. Would that kind of help you with a little bit understanding something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because he did say that, and it changed the way I looked at him now. Because now I expect for Jamal to come in riding on an elephant, waving his hand, with.
Don't give him no excuses, because he will post the footage.
I'm just saying, because that time I saw him in that helicopter, Miss Justice, and he landed that helicopter on the grass of the church, and the camera.
Oh my God!
And the camera panned from his leg, from his Gucci socks,
I can't do it.
I never forgot that. And I was like, and I had the same thought that many of you have. I was like, this ninja, like, what is he doing? Like, who is this dude? But I understand more now. He says humility is that's not his strong suit. So I'm just going to tell you, that's what the man said, Marjorie. He said humility is not his strong suit. He's not a humble person. He don't know how to be humble like that, Marjorie. I'm just saying.
Jamal has a level 4. If y'all haven't discerned this already, Jamal has like at least a level 4 vanity problem. And vanity is can be a very evil thing when it's as compounded in Jamal the way it is. He can't do anything without a camera. He loves being on TV. He loves being invited to CNN and people asking him what he thinks, even though nobody should be asking Jamal anything. He loves it. He craves it. He wants it. He wants to be in these celebrity circles. He wants to be at the White House, you know, sliding in a two-seat slide. He loves this stuff. He wants it. And
I think his new wife is just like that. But I think his new wife is just like that, Marjorie. I think Carrie loves the Instagram. She loves the dressing up and taking the pictures with the camera. She, even before they got married, I started following her on Instagram. This lady loves her designer clothes and her designer outfits and all her stuff. She's really into that. That's why I said the two of them together is about to be Instagram forced to be reckoned with.
You know, that's New Birth's fault. It's really New Birth's fault. They picked him. They knew his history after he got run out of Baltimore. Baltimore ran Jamal to Georgia. The streets ran Baltimore to Georgia, if we're honest.
Right.
Because he wasn't respected.
Right.
And he ran to Georgia, taking that opportunity, seizing that opportunity and auditioned to be the new preacher at New Birth because they were in crisis. And here we are today.
Right. Well, I'll push play because the judge was upset. The judge said he should have been there. He should have had a warrant issued for him because he wasn't in court. But, you know, I think she's kind of throwing a little shade to Jamal there, but that's just my opinion. But let's just continue. Let's hear what she says.
Okay.
But Your Honor, to object to what she's saying,
Hold on one moment. Okay. So what were the special needs?
So he needs to be in classrooms that are smaller than what he has. Other than that, he's always going to have a behavior issue. And this is a recent.
Now, I want y'all to get the extent of his autism. This is what she says is the behavioral issue. The behavioral issue is he needs to be in a smaller classroom. My thing is this: do you have any other diagnosis that requires any other kind of special training, any other kind of special medication? But the extent of what she's coming to the court with is he need to be in a smaller classroom. Well, shit, half the children in America need to be in a smaller classroom, ladies and gentlemen. If you know anything about teachers and what's going on in America, the average classroom in America is 27 to 30 children. That was at my last count. Now, if it has gone up since more than 30 children, that's even worse. The average classroom in America has almost 30 children in it. And can you imagine being one teacher in a room full of 30 children? That in itself would make me have autism. I would be in trouble.
Well, autism is not a quote unquote behavioral issue. That's a whole disability. What are you talking about, ma'am?
Well, yeah, but see, that's my point too. She says that he has autism. And then when they ask, okay, well, what do you need or what more money? Because see, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The court is trying to help her. They are thinking what's going on for the best interest of the child. And that's why I don't like the way some people frame this. This isn't about Jamal. This ain't even about this lady. And if you know what I know, this lady has some issues of her own, and I won't go there because people say, well, Marcellus, you just talking bad about her. Well, I'm just trying to tell y'all, I mean, I could say a whole lot more, but I'm choosing
You're
not
talking
to.
about the judge or the...
No, I'm talking about the baby mama, Miss Odom.
Oh. Well,
You know,
okay.
because
I can get that. I can dig that. But Jamal, maybe instead of riding around town in a Rolls Royce with you and your wife traveling the world, you should have your son in the best facility to get the best attention, to get the best whatever he needs, so he can grow up to be a productive citizen despite autism.
Okay, well, guess what? And I'll go with you with that, Miss Justice. But Miss Odom didn't bring that to the court.
Yeah, she's not.
You understand what I'm saying?
She's not smart.
this is what she should have brought to the court to say, okay, well, this is what my child needs in order for my child to get the best education and for him to be having, you know, his autism under control and the things of
Right.
that nature. She
Right.
didn't do any of that.
She doesn't sound smart, but
Okay, I'm just saying. And then people get mad at me. I'm just like, here, take your emotion out of it. This is court. Court don't care nothing about your emotion. Court
Right.
cares about what's on this here paper. That's all I'm saying.
right.
Get started. Swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to the court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
All right. So tell me what's happened.
From the
Before I tell you all this, she had an attorney. For all of y'all in the comments, get ready for this because she had an attorney. She had an advocate. So get ready.
beginning, or
No, for the issues dealing with the deviation.
sure. So I lost my job in July, and I've been in the system with Georgia and Texas since 2020, which is the pandemic. I have tried to ask them for, huh?
Why Texas? When I just went back, when I looked at the
Oh,
case,
yeah. So I had to move. Yeah. I've moved 4 times because he has bothered me. So
Now I want y'all to listen at how she says he has bothered her. She done had to move 4 times. Now watch this, Marjorie. Now listen at this. This is where it gets good to me.
in Georgia, when my address was on there, they took hinges off my door. They have moved someone in a
She said they came and removed the hinges off her door. Okay, let's keep going.
is she
across
talking
the
about
way.
an
These are his
eviction?
friends. So I had to move to Florida.
No, she just said they came and took the hinges off her door. They just messing with her. This is what she's saying. This stuff she's saying they doing to her. This is what Jamal.
Who is they? Who's they?
She's saying Jamal and his people.
And his goons.
And his goons. This is what she's saying.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. I got. Okay.
With my grandmother. When I moved to Florida with my grandmother, then he sent his cousin there. I had to move from Texas. I had to move from Florida. And then I finally went to Texas. I came to Texas. He vetted my residence people. They have towed my car. They have slandered my tires.
Now I don't understand what she means by he vetted my residence. The only thing I think as a father, you need to know where you have a right to know where your child is. And see, this is another thing, Marjorie. Here's another thing, and maybe you can help me out. And I know I'm gonna make some more people mad. I have homeboys who got baby mamas, and the baby mamas feel like they can move whenever they want. They feel like they can go wherever they want. They feel like they can do whatever they want. And the man should not have anything to say, even though you're the custodial parent. Well, I have a right to know where my child is, and I also have a right to be able to have access to my child. Now, I'll be honest, I don't understand this whole mentality that you could do whatever you want. You can move wherever you want. But then when I make any sort of move to find out what's going on with you and going on with my child, I'm supposed to be pushed to the back, and I'm not supposed to have any sort of say. I don't understand that, Marjorie. That's the part, and maybe just in the man in me, I just don't get it. Why do some women feel like they could just move wherever they want to move? And you're getting a check, you're getting the child support. So it's not like you ain't getting the money, and you could just do whatever you want. I could just move up tomorrow.
Well, again, you're making perfect sense. Okay. I don't think women should be doing that. Just getting that out of the way. You should be telling your the father what your plans are and cooperating with them about the move, and if he's okay with it, because you should be considering, if he's not okay with it, having a compromise. You can't just be like, I can do what I want, leave whatever. Because I did that with my baby's father when I moved to Phoenix. I called him, I asked him what he thought, and he gave me his blessing, so I went. But on the other side of things, we're still talking about Jamal. So this don't have nothing to do with nobody, no other men. You can't include Jamal in the club, okay?
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Include Jamal in the man club, and he's his own creature, okay? So what I'm saying is, if any of this stuff she's saying is true, and I don't know for sure, but I kind of tended to believe it because I think I remember another mother having problems with Jamal.
Oh yes, we've had these conversations. You know, the mad church disease,
Yeah.
CFR. We have talked about this stuff for years. And first of all, Marjorie, I just love you being here, and I miss you so much because your perspective always makes me. You know, it's always a challenge, and it's always a good balance. And I just love having you here. But anyway, so let me go here. I get what you're saying, Marjorie. Jamal is on a whole nother level. And so we have to treat this like it's Jamal we're talking about and not other dudes. First of all, Jamal has been running from Miss Odom for years, right? Now, let me put this up again.
What do you mean running? What do you mean running?
He did not even claim this kid. She had to go get a paternity test. And I'm going to put it up on the screen here again. Here is this paternity test, right? And if I blow this up, I believe they finally got this done in 2015, and you guys can see the baby if you can see the picture really well.
Oh yeah, I remember this case.
Yeah,
he's adorable. He looks just like Jamal.
Yeah, so this is the paternity test. And I think they did this way back in 2015. Okay, August, according to this is August of 2015. So this isn't new. Okay, so Jamal, and then she had to track him down to do the paternity because remember, he was denying it forever. You know, he was like, okay, this ain't my baby. And to be honest with you, from a male perspective, when I found out who this chick is and how she get down, I was like, I understand why Jamal was like, I don't know if that is my baby. You know, because what they say, mama's baby, papa's maybe. So, you know, but when you make it a habit of sleeping around and sleeping with preachers and doing stuff like that, you put yourself in a situation.
That's true.
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
True.
And people go, you know, they get so mad at me, Marjorie, for saying stuff like that. But it's just the truth. I'm just saying what it is. You know, it is what it is. But anyway, let me hit the button and we'll go. We'll go.
I mean, I have been through the ringer with this man, and he's pretending like, oh, I'm on the stage just preaching. You're not. You are really trying to negate the fact that to meet you and to see and to say, hey, this is my truth. And I need more money now because of my son. And I had lost my job. Now, mind you, I just got a new job. All this is new information. They don't want to talk to me. Every time I talk to Texas, they say, oh, well, Georgia has 90 days to respond. Then when I'll have no days to respond, it's always, well, Georgia laws are this. I mean, they have taken me through the ringer for 4 years, Judge. 4 years, and I'm finally seeing you now.
Okay, so I want to make sure I understand. Right now, where do you live?
I live in Texas, Dallas, Texas.
Okay. You mentioned that
where do you live? I live in Texas, Dallas. She didn't even say that the proper way. She said, I live in Texas, Dallas, which caused me a little red flag. Now, I know y'all hate the fact that I'm so observant sometimes. But she's saying her son is on the autism spectrum. I'm trying to tell you just what some of the things that she said in this video and how she worded things. It causes a little pause for me. She lives in Dallas, Texas, not Texas, Dallas. So she even said that backwards. And some people who have, you know, certain things, the way they say certain things is a clue to you for some other issues. I'm just saying. And she did it more than once in this video, just so y'all know.
One point, I'm assuming you were in Baltimore because it looks like the original.
No, I was never in Baltimore. No, I was in Georgia.
I was never in Baltimore. You never in Baltimore? Okay.
No, I never lived there. No.
Okay.
Well, I always lived in Georgia.
So how did they meet, ladies and gentlemen, if she wasn't in Baltimore?
Very
in Georgia?
Interesting.
But listen here, Marjorie. See, this is why I do my research and I call and talk to people. Now, you can, let me tell you something. You can call it gossip if you want to, but some vloggers are good at what we do. I'm just saying. And some of us know how to do our research. And I'm just here to tell you, you better pay attention. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And I done legally said to you what I can say to you in a way that won't get me in trouble. I'm just giving you the information. Now, what you do with the information, you can call it whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm telling you the information. It is what it is.
When we opened up the case, it was in Georgia.
So your relationship was in Georgia or was it in somewhere else? Where was the relationship?
Georgia.
Okay. So the relationship was in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and then you filed for what, paternity
Paternity. Mm-hmm.
in Georgia in
Mm-hmm.
2016.
Yes.
Okay. And then it looks like at some point you guys must have come to some resolution, because I don't remember hearing this case.
Okay, remember we had the two attorneys. My attorney turned on me, went to his side, and I was trying to tell you at the day of the closing, I said, I don't agree. And you was like, it's too late. They already signed it. My attorney actually sued me for $15,000 that you awarded him for in Fulton County instead of in DeKalb County. I had to challenge his bar association, and he dropped the case because Jamal did not pay him the $15,000 like he said, because Jamal wanted this case to go the way he wanted it to go.
No, I don't know what you.
Now, I'm just going to tell you, y'all heard what she said. Let me clear this up for you real quick. When you're going through this type of case and you have an attorney, there are attorney's fees that need to be paid. The attorney has to be paid, right? Now, the way that the court case went down, the judge denied her the attorney's fees for Jamal to pay the attorney fees. It was her responsibility to pay her own attorney's fees. So the judge, you heard her say the judge denied her. So then when it became time for her to pay the $15,000 that she owed the attorney, she got mad at the attorney and went to the bar association. She went to the bar to make a complaint about her attorney who was representing her. Now, y'all get this understanding. I mean, this kind of person you're dealing with. I'm just saying. I represented you, brought you all the way into court so that you could deal with your baby daddy and you could get paid. The judge ruled against you as far as the fee for him paying the fee. So you owe me $15,000. And instead of you paying the $15,000, you went to the bar association as if the bar association could get you to not pay the $15,000. So if a smart attorney, because he don't want to have nothing on his record and going to the bar with this bull jive. So guess what he does? He says, you know what? Just forget it. I don't have to represent you. I ain't got to deal with this no more. I'm going to take this L and I'm going to go on about my business. And yes, the bar is corrupt. Yes, there's all sorts of legal corruption and crap that goes on, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what the information is on this video and in this case. I know one thing. If I lose, which I have lost a court case, I'm not going to then turn around and go to the bar and tell the bar, oh, well, this guy just represented me horribly, and I don't have to pay him this $15,000 because he no telling what she submitted to the bar. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, from what I'm listening and how she's wording this and how she's coming across, it don't seem like she's coming across very good as far as being able to present herself and the information, especially when you live in Texas, Dallas. But let me hit the button.
You're talking about with regard to attorney's fees. I'm looking at this file. The last thing that I had to do with this file was in 2000. The last filing was a notice of dismissal that might be unless that was some type of contempt. I have you filing a notice of voluntary dismissal in November.
No, that wasn't me. Oh no.
Yeah.
I've been challenged in this case for a long time.
No, this is you. This is it's notice of voluntary dismissal. But it maybe, let me see what it might be. It might be on a contempt. Let's see. Did you file a contempt against him?
Here?
Yeah.
Lately? I haven't filed anything.
Lately, keep in mind how she said it. Lately, listen to me. She filed the paperwork. The judge said there's a notice. You filed a notice of dismissal. Now, and the reason why she probably filed the notice of dismissal, if you remember what she said earlier, she was having some issues with her lawyer, and she wanted Jamal and them wanted them to proceed with the current case that we're talking about and dealing with right now. I'm just going by, ladies and gentlemen, what's on this video and what we have learned and garnered through this video. Now, that's not speculation. That's just what the people are telling us from the court. I didn't make that up. That just came from the video. So if that is the case, then we need to objectively look at this and be like, okay, she said, well, lately I ain't filed nothing. She said, lately I ain't put nothing. And I'm going to give you this. I know how frustrating it could possibly be for her because she doesn't have a lot of money, doesn't make a lot of money, can't come and get the proper attorney and advocate that could help her. And when you're going through the legal system and the court system, you get very frustrated because the court system doesn't care about your emotion. They don't even care about the child. They just care about the documentation and the paperwork. That's all they care about. They don't care about nothing.
The only thing I can say, I've been responding to
Ma'am.
Georgia when I've read in there. Now,
no, ma'am. You filed this. You filed this October 3rd, 2017, motion for contempt and sanction.
Yeah, that's because that was the attorney that turned on me. Yes, that's why that is the way it is.
He turned
on me and he sued me for $15,000.
Yes, you owed him the
play
money.
games with your court.
So this $15,000 is dealing with. You said the defendant.
You awarded my attorney $15,000, and my attorney said at the end, when everything was said and done, and you ruled out on it, you said, and I told you, I said, I don't agree. And Jamal was actually on the phone. He didn't even come to your court. And I said, I would never agree to him being on the phone in the court. And then all of a sudden, when I seen the decree.
Now, I want y'all to focus on what just happened here. You see how the shifting and the moving of what we're actually talking about here? The judge say, ma'am, you filed this motion. You filed this paperwork. This is your name on it. And she said, yes, ma'am, I did file it. I forget the word she used, Marjorie. She said, the attorney turned on her. Isn't that what she said? Because you awarded him the $15,000. And she said, and then she switched. Then she says, well, Jamal was on the phone and he didn't even come to your court, man. Well, that's not the issue here. The issue is the paperwork. The paperwork is you filed it and you asked for the notice of dismissal. And the reason why you asked for the notice of dismissal is because you had a whole nother court case, which is why you're sitting in front of this judge right now, which is what they just said in the beginning. And I hate the fact that I use my brain because Jesus said you're supposed to love him with your whole heart, mind, soul, and you got to use your brain. I love him with my whole heart, Marjorie, and my mind. I use my mind when I talk about this stuff.
I'm gonna wait for the see what the end is going to be here.
I know, right?
Of what you signed because of the attorneys, it was sealed. It was all kind of things, and then that man turned on me and he sued me for $15,000 that you awarded him for, and I challenged his bar license.
No, that's not true. I would not have sealed. I may have sealed his finances, but I would not have sealed. No, I don't do that. No, ma'am.
All I'm saying is sealed. Our case is sealed, and it's been sealed. They sealed it, and the only reason why I'm here is because I had to go to child support court because of attorneys.
And something. I don't.
I'm sorry.
I don't seal baby cases. No, ma'am. I don't. What I sealed was their finances, the financial information. The court hereby, there was an emergency motion to seal, and I ordered to compel the motion to discovery and exhibits thereto shall be sealed. Not the case, just those exhibits relating to your finances and also your final, but not the whole case. This case is not sealed. It is.
So not just Jamal's finances, but she also sealed Mrs. Odom's finances so that information would not be made public. That's all I'm saying.
It is a public viewed case, but and if it did get completely sealed, that's not what the order says. The clerk of court is hereby ordered to seal plaintiff's July 8th, 2016 motion to compel discovery. I did not seal this case. I don't seal cases like that. No, ma'am, that's not me. Okay. So this case right here was the clerk may have misinterpreted and sealed the whole file, but that was not my order. My order was I was trying to seal the finances so that no one would know exactly what Pastor Bryant made because of just kind of circumstances and the fact that he was a pastor of a mega church in Baltimore at the time. Now, I know currently he's at Newburgh, but at the time it was a mega church in Baltimore, and that was the issue that the attorneys had presented to the court. So then I have done that.
Wait. Stop the press. Why is this being weighed as a variable or a a reason why his issues should be sealed? Is that what she's saying? Because he's this mega pastor, she sealed the finances. Is that what she's saying?
I think they're saying because of how the progression of the court case actually transpired, they're saying that the I guess the time frame as to how things were going, the reason why the time frames were and the things were coming, rolling out the way they were rolling out, is because he lived in Baltimore, she was in Atlanta, and so it was rolling out in a state that wasn't to, I guess you could say, not to Mrs. Odom's advantage, and that information was presented by Jamal's attorneys. And so he was living in Baltimore at the time, and because he was and here lies what I said earlier, because he is the president and CEO of an international worldwide ministry, he's traveling the world, as you said, Marjorie, and he's doing all of this stuff. So he's not able, or was not able to, I guess, participate as aggressively as he probably would have been able to participate as throughout
but Empowerment Temple was not a mega church.
They was considering that church a mega church. They did that, right? They considered that a mega church. I'm not lying. You remember he went to the new building?
Okay.
You remember, because at first they was in that school, and then he went to that new building. And when they got into that new building, when Juanita said she saw Jesus on the wall, you don't remember that, Marjorie? And where Juanita said she saw Jesus.
I have other things to say, but I'm just trying to get through the court case. Because I do have things to say, but oh my God.
Let me hush. Y'all know I told you I'm not new to it. Let me hit the button.
Who have high income finances that might run into conflict with various things, I might seal the finances, but I don't seal cases generally with regard to children. Like if something happens, somebody doesn't want the case to be known to the public. No, I don't do that. There has to be a real reason for that, generally a safety reason for that. But I'm not going to seal it simply because, someone is saying that they don't want anyone to know about their personal issues. No, I don't do that. So I'm not saying that the case is not filed, but I'm saying that is not sealed, but that is not what my order tells the clerk to do. It may have been misinterpreted that way and it got sealed. But even when I look at it, it doesn't have the seal marks on it, even from my side, but I'm not sure. Okay. Cause but
just to inject there, I just want to say that doesn't mean that's not what the clerk told her.
Right.
Because some of those people I'm not trying to be funny, but some of them government workers do be lazy and they just look at one word and be like, oh, well, it's sealed. So you didn't double check, if it's just one part of the case, if it's just, in the periphery of the case, you didn't do any of that. You just saw the seal word and told the lady to go away.
Right. Absolutely. And I got over 500 of y'all in this chat, almost 600 of y'all, and I got 126 likes. Can y'all please fall out of the bushes and please hit the like button? I should be at least 250 likes by now, guys. And I'm giving you the whole picture and the whole story. So at least y'all can hit
here.
Huh? And Miss Justice is here. So you should be hitting the darn like button. I'm just saying. You get it now. Miss Justice is an OG, so she's the OG. Y'all just don't know. But anyway, let me hit this button because this is a whole new audience, Marjorie. They just think we just popped up out of nowhere. All right, here we go. Let me hit this button.
No, it was not. The only thing that was sealed on our side was the child support worksheet and addendum.
Yes, ma'am. Everything else, this is not a sealed case. I just want to make sure we get that straight first. And what was the second thing you said you think I did? Because that doesn't sound like me. Tell me what else you said I think I did.
No, I didn't say anything else you said you did. You're saying that I filed a contempt and then I unfiled it, and I never did that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you did.
You did it. Miss Harris.
What I'm saying is the attorney shiced me.
I'm not saying the attorney shiced you. I don't know about that. I'm telling you, these things are in your name with the same signature that I'm looking at from one page.
They could have copied it. They could have did anything. I didn't do that because I've been trying to get extra funds first, when I first did this was about him not paying on time.
Before you deny it, let's see it, okay? Because I think you probably, because I'm looking at both the signatures from the first time you filed to the last. This is the same signature. And it was dismissed by you. But and I'm actually kind of getting away from the real issues while we're here today. But I just want I went back and tried to understand what was going on in the file and what happened. But I'm going to send these. I'm going to share it with you in a minute. But no, you got rid of that contempt. Now, what this contempt is about could be related to the attorney's fees. Let me see real quick. Let me see. Jamal, contempt of court for failing to pay the above. Ms. Willfully complied. Jamal Harris has failed and willfully refused to comply with paying plaintiff's attorney's fees in the amount of $13,500. So I indicated that he was supposed to pay your attorney's fees.
That is correct.
Yeah, and then the attorney that I had turned around and sued me in Fulton County, is what I'm saying, and he served me at my home.
Yes,
and I had to.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know what. Look, I don't know why you did what you did. All I know is you brought it to the court. I would have taken care of it because he is supposed to pay your attorney's fees. And as of today, he still is responsible for paying this money to you. That's what it looks like here. That whether you file that again is up to you, but you withdrew it. I don't know why you withdrew it, but you did. On the 17th, before I could order for him to pay you that money, you withdrew it. So I assume he must have paid it because that's what it says here. I'm going to show it to you.
Now
Why did the attorney sue her?
Well, that's easy. I can answer that because if you've ever been sued before, let me tell you something. If you get sued and the judge rules in your favor and tells you you win, but the other person is responsible for paying your attorney's fees, you have to go after them to get those attorney's fees. They're just not going to hand over the $13,000 to you. You have to file paperwork and you have to file motions. Your attorney has to file that paperwork in order to get the attorney's fees. Now, what I find interesting is the attorney that she had did not file the paperwork in order to compel Jamal Bryant.
This is what I'm saying. There's a gap here.
Yeah. That's the part that I find.
There's a gap here because if she ruled in her favor, but then the attorney turned around and sued her, what piece of information are we missing there?
But Marjorie, I know why the attorney would sue her, because if Jamal Bryant doesn't pay the attorney's fees, then the attorney has no other choice than to sue the person that ultimately owes the money. She owes the money. So she would have had to get an attorney, go back to court and tell the court that she had a ruling in her favor, that Jamal had not paid the money, and the judge would then have to issue an order, which she had already done, which I don't understand how this came to this part. That's the crazy part. Because the judge just told you in this video, she ordered Jamal to pay her those attorney's fees, right?
Well, that seems kind of sexist, because why are you going after the woman who's pleading her case instead of going back to the judge to say he still has not paid?
Well, he should have went. For me, in my opinion, the attorney should have went back to the judge. But that's why there's a disconnect for me, because that attorney should.
Something's not right. Exactly. Right. Which based on that has me thinking that I tend to believe this lady, because something is not right in the paint. The attorney should not have turned around and sued her.
I agree.
That doesn't make sense. He should have gone back to the judge and said, this man still has not paid. Right. And then the judge does whatever she does to enforce her ruling. But according to this, you don't go back and penalize the woman.
But according to this, Marjorie, but Miss Odom withdrew the paperwork and the order.
But she's saying her lawyer tricked her. And it's that, based on how this case has been going, based on the history, it's a possibility, because why are you turning around and suing her?
Well, according to this, and even Uncle Fred in the chat says, Marcellus, please go back, check it again. The judge says she never issued the order for Jamal to pay it because the lady had dismissed the case, or she filed paperwork of dismissal. She filed a paperwork of dismissal, Marjorie. That's what
the paperwork was that was submitted. She is contesting that she didn't do that.
Now,
but the lawyer still contested the paperwork, saying that. So it's still a possibility, y'all, that she has not been treated properly.
Now, and I'm gonna give you now because I want all the women in this chat to understand. I'm not saying this woman is wrong or nothing. I'm just giving you the facts based on what we see. I think you're right, Marjorie. I do, because just basically, now you know this, Marjorie. When we was dealing with these pimp preachers will send henchmen after you. They will send all kind of stuff after you to get you to shut up and to frustrate you and to cause all kind of havoc in your life. We know that for a fact. That ain't something I made up. That is just the bottom line. And she's telling you here that the judge is saying you withdrew it. That's why I didn't do it. But who knows? The lawyer, and let me just say this. I'm just going to put it out here. I don't care what nobody say. These lawyers, even though they make pretend like they're on opposite sides, it's like Democrats and Republicans. They all on the same side. They all want money. They all want their check, and they don't give a shite about you and what you got going on. I don't care. I don't care. I've had some experiences, and I'll leave it alone, and I'll leave it at that. Moving right along.
Jamal could have raised. Sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say Jamal could have raised $15,000 at one night preaching.
Hello, he
just didn't. He just didn't want to pay it.
He don't want to pay it because he still ain't paid it to this day.
And this whole story is terrible because this is unethical. He should have been kicked out of the church a long time ago, and the church members should have been fully aware of what's been going on that she's had to go through. Should never have had to go this far in court. This is terrible. This is terrible. This is why I say Jamal is not qualified to be nobody's pastor.
That's all right.
He doesn't embody the qualifications for a pastor.
Guess what? The subject of his message
he presents one face. He presents one face on stage and on Instagram, and on the back end, he's swindling these mothers and trying to delay justice, which is also evil.
Well, all I'm gonna say is he gonna get up Sunday, and the title of his message is gonna be "I'm Still the Man," and the people gonna say, "Preach, black man, preach." They ain't gonna remove him. They ain't gonna do it, and New Birth ain't gonna get him out of there. If New Birth wouldn't get out that other dude, they sure ain't gonna put Jamal out. I'm telling you that right now. It ain't happening.
He's forged your name on this document. It doesn't look like it. It looks like the same information. And it was dated October 3rd, 2017. But
he was still my attorney at that time, is what I'm saying. And then we have email going back and forth.
What I'm saying,
he was trying to sue me again.
I see that there are 2 documents that I can see now have been sealed. That's it. The whole other file is, I just double checked. The whole other file is available to the public. As far as the attorney's fees, I did not require you to pay his attorney's fees. I required him to pay your attorney's fees. When he did not pay them, you were required to tell me that, and then I would make him pay them.
But she didn't know that, Judge. She didn't know that.
Right. Well, let me just also tell you this, Marjorie. One thing I know, if you get on the judge's bad side, you kind of screwed, because the judge is going to make certain rulings and do certain stuff to sort of undercut you and undermine you. And if you don't believe that, you need to watch the YSL case. I'm just saying, that lady is done with the state of Georgia. She's so pissed off. That judge you could tell she ain't down with them no more. I'm just going to tell you, this woman has been in front of this judge before, just based on the statements that the judge just made. And so I think there's certain ways that this lady is communicating that is frustrating to the judge. But I also want to say this, because this is another thing that I wanted to say. This lady was really young when her and Jamal was fooling around, Marjorie. And this is another thing. And this is why this is the part of this that really gets down in my spirit and disturbs me to my core. He is an older man. He was the pastor of a mega church. He was wielding all of this power and influence. This girl was very young when they was messing around. It wasn't like she was no old lady. Now, I do know some people who know her. So let me just say this. I'm just very careful in how I word what I word. I know what I was told. I haven't told y'all everything that I was told because out of respect for her, and I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. I just want to report what's in this here video. I just know certain things have been said, but she was young. It wasn't like she was no older person. She was young, and she was younger than him, Daryl. And she definitely financially and mentally was not in a position to be dealing with a person that had that. Somebody said she was 34. Well, I'd have to go back to the thingamajiggy. Okay, y'all might be right. Okay, 34, but she could have been 34, but that don't mean she's mentally mature. And that's the other thing. A lot of these people, you making babies and you doing stuff, but you're not mentally there. And that's frustrating. And that's why as a man, when you start trying to date, even women, when y'all trying to date, y'all need to be trying to see where these people's mental is at instead of just be focusing on folks' physical. Because mentally, this woman, the way she speaks and how she conducts herself and presents herself, she does not present herself very well, even when it comes to presenting herself in court. I'm just saying, that's just me.
Jamal presents himself as a predator, and I don't think that getting married is going to fix that. And I agree with you about being young, because I'm not saying age-wise, I don't recall how old she was, but at the same time, Jamal is very, very particular about the type of women he wants to have sex with and have a sexual relationship with, because they have to be feeble in the mind enough that he can manipulate them and they're not going to ask too many questions. And he had to have somebody that was away from Baltimore. So he had been flying back and forth to see this lady and to have sex with, because he has a perversion and won't admit that to himself. And so he just keeps spiraling, and marriage is not going to fix it.
And here lies again, ladies and gentlemen, why I love Miss Justice so much. Y'all see how she's smooth? You dropped that bomb right there. That was so smooth. And the funny thing is, she's right. She's absolutely right. He presents himself as a predator. But here's the problem, Marjorie. A lot of church people do not have the wherewithal or the spiritual fortitude to be able to recognize predatory behavior. And even though we come out here and we try to tell them, teach them, educate them, they argue in the chat and attack you for trying to teach them how to pay attention to the predatory behavior and things like that.
Felix, I have to respond to Felix. Felix, it doesn't matter. I know men have a type. He is a pastor.
Right.
He has a responsibility to supposed to be shepherding a flock, but instead he is being a predator. There's no excuse. If you're not a pastor, then you can't count yourself and to compare with this man. He is out of line. He's out of order. He should not be in anybody's pulpit. He should be a regular citizen so he can just swing his dangling around the city and be community property. That's what he wants. He wants to be a city boy.
Right.
At 50 years old, Jamal wants to be a city boy. Then you can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to resign that post and go live your life in the streets. That's what you want. Right.
Pretty much. And look, I know people, and I know people who know people. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna move it along because I ain't trying to.
Took the case back. Now I know your position is you don't see it. Let me ask and see if Miss Harris, see if you can pull up this case for me and let me see it and share it so she can see what we're talking about.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so it's 16 CV 1613.
Okay.
And the document that she originally filed was dated on, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like I did a contempt order. Let me see. It looks like I did a contempt order. Looks like I did a June 5th contempt order.
That was for insurance, because he still doesn't have insurance card and life policy and all that.
Let me just say this. According to this paper that we got on the screen right now, if he doesn't have an insurance card and he doesn't have what's necessary at this particular point in time, in my opinion, this is my opinion, then something is not being submitted to the court properly in order for her to get those necessary things. Something is off, because according to this paperwork that we have on the screen, Jamal is already paying for this stuff. So if she doesn't have all of these things, then or maybe Moni or somebody can help me understand what is missing here where he doesn't have this insurance? Because if you look on this paperwork, Jamal is paying for the insurance. It's on here. So this is the part of this that confuses me, that makes me say the things about her that I say.
What is it? What do you mean he's paying for the insurance? Is a little boy on his insurance?
No, well, they give him money. It says adjustment for work-related child care and health insurance. She get $112.19 a month for his insurance, which don't know child insurance costs no $112, but I'll leave that alone because it says for child care. So that's including child care and insurance.
Okay. Well, why didn't Jamal elect to put him on his insurance?
Well, you want my opinion to tell you?
Because there wouldn't be no $112 if you just put the boy on your insurance. That's your son.
Right, but Jamal ain't gonna do that because this is Jamal's issue.
Well, that's not her problem.
I know, but Jamal ain't gonna do that because
you're still being avoidant of taking care of your son. If she didn't have insurance, then you should have put him on your insurance. Why does she have to go and do all this extra work? That's your son.
Yeah, I love Marjorie. Marjorie, you are correct. Can't nobody argue with what you're saying because that is flat out correct. He should do that. But I'm trying to tell you what I see from this whole situation. He has done nothing but try to avoid this girl ever since he done got her pregnant. He been avoiding this woman for years. He just don't want to be bothered with her. And I don't know what the dynamics or why he just don't want to be in this woman's presence, because he won't even show up to court to be on the Zoom. So I mean, he's avoiding her at all costs. But I think just like William Murphy and some of these other preachers, they look at these children as Ishmaels. You know, they look at, you're not Isaac, you're Ishmael. This was a mistake. I should have never done this. You're not the promised child. I don't have no blah, 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 blah. You understand what I'm saying? So he's avoiding this at all costs. That's my opinion from the way I look at this, Marjorie. He just don't want to be bothered with this woman. I'm just saying.
It just makes me angry. But,
yeah,
you know.
It makes me angry too, especially when it comes to the child, because at the end of the day, this ain't about him or her. It's about the kid. And that's what I started when I first started talking about this. At the end of the day, this is about the child. This ain't got, don't let me curse. This ain't got nothing to do with Jamal or her. This got everything to do with the kid. And I think the judge is trying to keep everybody on the main thing here, which is focusing on the child, because it don't have nothing to do with her. Even though she doesn't present herself that well, the judge is trying to stay focused. That's why she said, even though we're getting off, we should be staying focused. But anyway.
So then you're right. So it looks like I did an order, but then you filed another contempt. This was a motion for contempt that you filed on October 13th. October 13th. Look for the one for October 13th.
Okay.
And then see if you can share it so she can see what I'm talking about.
I see the motion for contempt.
It's October 13th. Open that one.
So I have the motion. Can you see it?
Yep. Go to the bottom. Right there you go. Is that your signature?
That's my signature.
That's your address and that's your email address. And that's where the notice went. That's a motion you filed. Go up. Go to the top so she can see. That's how it looked. Motion for contempt and sanctions.
I know I wouldn't have done that, because of the way it is. That is from that. I'm telling you this who this is from. This is from that man. He is grimy. What's his name? Bill Lester is the attorney.
Is that your signature?
That's my signature.
I don't doubt he might have helped you file it because it is set up like an attorney. But that is your signature. And if he
didn't help me file anything. He might have filed that on his own.
Well, how do you telling you?
He could have. I mean, I signed it because I was his client.
So you did.
She did.
No, I'm saying I have signed something, but I'm not saying I signed this. I would have never retracted it if I did it. I used to work for an attorney. I wouldn't take it back if I filed it because they were coming at me.
That's some bad information she just said in court. She should never say I work for an attorney, because when judges hear that you've worked in legal situations and things like this, they're going to hold you accountable to the paperwork. And I know this for a fact on previous experience. No judge is going to see in your favor when you say things like, "Oh, I used to work for an attorney." That don't work good. That don't look good for you in court. Don't say things like that. I'm just saying, don't say stuff like that.
I don't know what happened. What I'm trying to tell you, whether it's you or your attorney, it's still you. Okay. So if your attorney got you to sign it and you didn't know what you were signing and you decided to sign it anyway, it's still you. So this is your motion. And after you filed that motion, before it looks like we tried to hear it, because you asked me for dates. It looks like you asked twice for dates. And then before it could be set, you filed a notice of dismissal, short the notice of dismissal on November 2nd.
Okay.
And then the thing is, if you didn't file the motion, then that means you never thought you had a motion for contempt. So it makes sense.
It happened in Fulton. I didn't know that I could even do it in DeKalb. When he was trying to sue me, he filed it in Fulton County.
And that might be the reason why you might have dismissed it, because it was in the wrong place.
Correct.
That could have been it, and you filed it again in Fulton. But
just like when people have sexual allegation charges against them as being a predator, and they file the charges in one county, knowing full well that the child don't live in that county, and they pretend like, oh, they're fighting the case when they wrongfully file it in the wrong county, and it ends up getting dismissed and dropped, and then they try to act like, oh, see, I'm innocent. No, you done filed the paperwork in the wrong place. If you file the paperwork in the wrong county, they're not going to proceed with the stuff, because you know darn well you done filed it in the wrong county. Very simple. It's not that difficult.
This is what happened. So I just want to
see it. It says mine.
No, I can't see it.
It says my sharing is paused.
Okay, then let Miss Noah. Miss Noah, if you could do it, November 2nd. Yeah, all I was trying to make sure that you understood the reason why I took the time over here is because.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Let me say that. Judges don't respond to you saying the attorney is grimy. You know how she just said earlier, he was grimy. See, stuff like that don't work in your favor in court. Stop saying stuff like that. You need to present yourself as well as you possibly can.
Yeah, and it also makes me believe that she really is not that smart. Whether I don't know what she did when she worked for an attorney, or if she was just like the eye candy in the office, I don't know. But it doesn't sound like she's very
Yeah, the saying things like the attorney was grimy is not going to work in your favor. That's all I'm saying.
You seem very passionate about your matters, but I want to set the record straight with regard to what this court did or did not do. That's the only reason I'm taking the time to do this for you, because I want you to know what this court did or did not do. I did not seal anything regarding the whole of your case. I sealed some personal documents regarding your income and his, and that was only 2 documents that I sealed. Everything else is available to your case. The next thing is, I did not make him pay. I did not make you pay his attorney's fees. I indicated that he was supposed to pay your attorney's fees. Now, if he didn't do it, then your attorney or you get someone else to do it, file a motion to say, hey,
exactly.
Mr. Bryant didn't pay his attorney.
That's what I said.
Right. Because that's what we said.
Something's not right that he didn't go back to the judge and say I didn't get paid.
Can I throw you a suggestion? Just based on how this woman is behaving and calling him grimy and things like that, I venture to say that she probably said something to her attorney that pissed him off, and he just didn't file the paperwork in order for her to get that money. And he went after her for the money, because legally he can go after her for the money because she's the one that's responsible for paying it. That's my opinion. If we got any attorneys in this chat who would like to let me know whether or not you believe that my theory is correct, because her attorney would have had to file the paperwork in order to get Jamal to pay the attorney's fees. If he didn't file the paperwork against Jamal, but turned around and filed the paperwork against her, obviously he had something against her that made him file that paperwork against her and not Jamal. I'm just saying.
I said, now you're compounding the injustice.
I'm saying, but she said he was grimy. That nigga say you gonna be hustling. Give me my $50,000. That's all I'm saying.
Attorney's fees, and then I would come in and go, oh, Mr. Bryant, you got to pay these fees. So to the extent he has not paid your attorney's fees, you need to get an attorney, because by law, my order, he was supposed to do it. So I don't know if he's done it at this juncture or not, but I did not do the reverse. It wouldn't make sense for me to do the reverse. He makes X amount of, he makes, 10 times the amount you make. There's no way I would have done that. That's all I'm doing is clear the record with regard to what this court did, because you need to understand I'm being objective and you got to trust what I'm doing. So I'm going to make sure you understand what I'm doing. Okay. Now that we've gotten straight,
that's
let's
also
go back
why
to your.
Go ahead.
That's also why I said that something sounds a little sexist too, because you would rather go after this woman. You know, she ain't had no $15,000, $13,000.
Right.
You could have got paid if you would have done what you were supposed to do and go back to the judge, so she can enforce the order against Jamal. But you didn't want to do that because you wanted to punish the mother.
Yeah, and I think whoever, well, this is just my spiritualizations and this is complete speculation, but this is what is coming across my spirit as. Marjorie, you know these attorneys work together and they're all friends. Even though Jamal had a separate attorney, I bet you this woman's attorney knew Jamal's attorney, and in order to frustrate this woman and to frustrate this situation, he didn't file this paperwork to go get her to go somewhere and sit down and shut up. And they're messing with her. Or in that fact, because all it took was for her attorney to file the paper in order for him to be paid. And how dumb of him to not file the paperwork, because he's not going to get his 15 grand or $13,000 if he didn't file the paperwork. So what attorney you know that wouldn't file the paperwork to get himself paid because it's his money? You understand what I'm saying? It's nuts.
He's being punitive towards her.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying.
She doesn't know enough, which is maybe why she went to the bar.
Yeah, but instead of going, that bar ain't gonna do nothing. All she needed to do was go get her another attorney. But here's the problem: she don't make enough money, and she had gotten an attorney, so she's thinking that this attorney is gonna work in her best interest. So she's thinking, why wouldn't he file the paperwork, right? You understand what I'm saying? And so I get that. I totally understand that. And this lady, Miss Odom, she's being, if I want to say anything, the court system is messing with her. These attorneys are messing with her. And could they be messing with her on the behalf of Jamal Bryant? It could be, because obviously they're messing with her, because all he had to do was file some papers in order for the attorney to get paid. But he sues her. He turns around and sues her. What sense does that make? Where did she find this attorney?
Well, I can say in the short time that Jamal has been in Georgia, he has amassed a lot of power.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Oh, Lord, somebody put in the chat, the attorney got the money from somewhere else. Lord Jesus.
Ooh.
That could be possible.
Ooh.
That's a theory.
Ooh.
Somebody could have kicked him down some ends and told him to, gone. And I don't know. This whole situation is crazy, isn't it? I told y'all you didn't want to miss this episode.
That's a possibility.
I told you this is
That's
good.
a possibility, because $15,000 ain't no money to Jamal.
Yeah. Exactly.
But maybe he just found a way to pay him, get him the money anyway, without it being on the court record.
But you know what? The Fulton County and Georgia's got a whole lot of stuff going on down there in that court system. I'm just going to say this. When Nathan Wade, who happened to be Fonnie Willis's lover, has been paid from an account from, 3 times that they're not even supposed to pay him 1 time from. He been paid 3 times from this account. I'm just saying, there's some whole bunch of shenanigans going down there in Fulton County, Georgia. That's all I'm going to say. And I'll press the button.
Your original case. Okay. Now, tell me what it is that your son is doing that is not reflected in the child support worksheet that Ms. Harris presented. What's going on?
So I don't have insurance. I haven't had insurance since we started, and we came back to court for that. And he still doesn't have an insurance policy. You asked him to do that. You've also asked him to have a life insurance. We still don't have that.
Now, I want to make sure you understand one thing. There are 2 different types of matters that are happening to you right now. The first is dealing with the actual legitimation of paternity case, where I did some orders on them. Okay, those orders. Now, I got to make sure that what's translating is something that I can handle in this case, because they're 2 separate matters. And then he has to get notice that you're complaining about the fact that he hasn't paid attorney's fees. So we can't deal with that right now, because he hasn't been noticed with the fact that he hasn't paid attorney's fees. You would have to file another motion under this
Oh my
16
God.
CV case,
Mhm.
or you will, of course, you will file a whole different motion for contempt matter.
And I bet you she don't have a pen or a piece of paper. She should be writing right now. I would be writing right now. This lady just told you need to file a whole nother order. I would be working on that order. That would be the next thing that I would do. That's the
Does
first
she,
thing.
but somebody said she has a lawyer there with her.
No, she ain't got no lawyer.
Oh, I thought I read somewhere in the chat that she had a lawyer with
No,
her.
she did.
Okay.
No, she did have a lawyer in the beginning, but
Okay.
but that lawyer, didn't want to work with her no more, so they got smoke. So he gone. Marjorie, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Dewan said, is he in the Christmas program this year, Newburgh? I cannot deal with him.
Listen here, don't y'all start with me today, because y'all know I'll get to giggling. I'm trying to stay objective, so y'all let me press play.
Whether that is wherever he lives at now. I don't know if he lives in DeKalb or lives in Fulton. I'm not sure where he lives, but you would have to file a motion for contempt in the county where he lives relating to these things that I ruled on in 2017 or 2016. Now, if you're talking about child support, the things that they have picked up on right here, and your fact that you want a modification of child support because you're asking the DA's office or the Department of Children's Services to do a modification of your matter. And I don't mind doing it, but I want to make sure there are certain things I can't touch. I can't touch them because they're brought under the wrong file. And also you're asking someone else to prosecute it, so they need to bring it because you're asking them
She
to
ain't
prosecute
writing
it.
nothing.
Okay, does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so right now we're going to do a modification of those things. It doesn't mean that if he hasn't paid, if he's supposed to do insurance and he hasn't done it, you can take that up. You can file a motion for contempt saying he has not paid, he has not put the child on insurance, and we'll take that up. But for right now, I need to know what it is that needs to go in these sheets. Okay.
All right. Before we get into what needs to go into those sheets, I think Lynn made a very good point, and I want to point this out. Lynn said, because she went to the bar on that other attorney, it may be that no other attorney wants to represent her or deal with her. Because when you start going to the bar and messing with people's licenses and their livelihood, 9 times out of 10, they are not in a rush to represent you. And so I just find that very interesting. So now she needs to answer to this judge what she actually wants. Now, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention.
Oh, sure.
All right. So tell me what it is that you want him to pay for in this modification.
Yeah, I want him to pay for the school that John has to go to now.
Oh, what school does he have to go to?
It's there's 2 I've chosen that have like ensured quality of life for John as far as like autism. It's called Legacy Christian Academy.
I hate to interrupt, but is he enrolled in these? Because you provided us a school that he's currently enrolled in.
Yeah, and that school
You
does
also
not.
provided
They're not.
after-
Yeah, that school doesn't even have the program that he needs for autism.
But you
that
haven't
school is the
enrolled him
one.
in the other one, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So he needs to be enrolled in another school so that
But
he
we
can
can't
get
give
the
you credit
proper
for that.
education.
But we can't give you credit for that until you provide us proof that he's enrolled. So you didn't provide. The only thing you said in your objection is that you think it should be handled in Texas, and that you stated, I request this case be transferred to Texas for a thorough review and reassessment. It is imperative that the court holds the non-custodial parent accountable not only for financial obligations, but for a lack of involvement in our child's life.
Okay, now this is what she filed with the court. Now, Marjorie, according to the law, this is just the law. If you want your ex to pay for the child's education and you have him on child support, the child has to be enrolled in the school. You can't ask them to pay for something that he not even in. So she's asking for a modification for something. Now, I want to go back to a point. At the beginning of this video. Jamal didn't even contest giving her more money. Y'all need to keep that in mind. Jamal didn't contest this. The modification, according to what we talked about in the beginning, he went ahead and gave her the money. He gave her the other money that she asked for, because she asked for some more money in the before they even got here. So he went ahead and gave her that money, and now she's asking for a modification for the child's education. Then she asked for the case to be transferred to Texas. Now she's asking for the case to be transferred to Texas because she thinks she's going to get the money faster, and you find that out later in the video.
Ensuring the best interests of my child are met requires a comprehensive and updated evaluation, which it fails to provide. And what I'm saying is, we gave you credit for everything that you provided us with, including health insurance. You provided us proof of Aetna health insurance. So we gave you credit for that on the worksheet.
So stop. She just told y'all 15 minutes ago that the child didn't have no health insurance. But the lady said, well, we gave you credit for the health insurance based on the fact that you presented that you had health insurance, and here was the health. And that's why we got you.
She said she currently doesn't have it. So I don't know, maybe she doesn't have it anymore at the time she filed it.
Okay, so maybe it was because of the losing of the job that she doesn't have it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is. Okay. Well, Marjorie, well, never mind. We'll talk about that later.
We gave you credit for the after school care at the school or whatever after school that you have him currently enrolled. And we kept the upward deviation.
Yeah, this just happened last Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even know where my social worker is. Her email has bounced back, so I don't know. No one keeps up with me, so I'm here. So all this is new.
So are you, is it your position that you want Texas to handle it?
Yeah, because nobody has done anything to him. Like right now, no one holds him in the court of law for nothing.
No, so he is.
So Marjorie, you hear what she said? She said nobody does anything to him. And see, this is where I say you need to focus on what the main thing is. The main thing is getting your child what your child needs. Stop focusing on Jamal. Focus on what you're trying to get accomplished, ma'am. You need to make.
I mean, it's, and I think you're exactly correct. I agree with you, but I think it's hard for her to see that based on now she's developed this callous of bitterness, and it's really not her. I don't want to say it's not her fault, because she has to share some responsibility, but she has developed this callous of bitterness, and she wants to see Jamal be held accountable. It's not enough now just for you to be write me a check. I need to see you being held accountable for all the suffering she has had to go through for 4 years that she shouldn't have had to go through, because I don't understand why Jamal just didn't take care of all this. You're the daddy.
But I think
you're the daddy.
But you answered it, Marjorie. You answered it, and I'm going to lean on your wisdom. You said in the beginning that he is not a person who has taken responsibility. He's never taken responsibility. He just continues to shuck his responsibility all the time. You said that from the beginning when you first came on here, and you are 1000% correct. Jamal has never, when this woman first approached him, he never even took responsibility for even making the baby. So the mere fact of thinking that he's going to some kind of way acquiesce to this woman's request, there's no way he's going to do that, because he has a certain perception of this type of woman. Lord, I wish I could say what I want to say. But this type of woman,
I know what you mean.
He does not have any respect for her. And I'll just leave my comments there. But I think it's
I just think this whole thing is evil. And he's basically you're basically still punishing the child. Now you can say that he offered her more money, but now she has to put him in a special school, because the school that she has him in, that he goes to for free probably, is not equipped to handle his needs. And the place where she wants to send him is probably costs money, is expensive. Now you're telling me I have to enroll him in the school, find the money to put up for him to be in the school, maybe go through a whole nother year of litigation before she sees any type of recoup from that, at least 6 months, before Jamal responds again, instead of Jamal just paying a damn tuition bill.
Right. Honestly,
she shouldn't be going through all of this. This is the point. It don't matter Okay, they slept together. She knew she'd get into whatever. Jamal is still a snake. And this is not the first woman he's done this to. She is not the first woman he has had to go to court with, because he, first of all, didn't even believe that is his child. Then, even though he knew it was his child, because he did not use any type of birth control, he had this baby, not taking care of it, got to wait for the courts to get involved. It's not enough. Why do pastors be finding themselves in situations anyway like this, and not having to disclose that to the membership?
Right.
The membership should know that she's going through this.
Well, this is a Baptist church, so they got a board. So shouldn't somebody have this gotta make it into some type of meeting, Marjorie? Don't you think? This gotta go into one of them meetings.
It's correct. It's all correct, because she should not have to keep going to judges to plead her case, and the church is aware of it.
Yeah. Well, Jamal.
Well, the board anyway.
Right.
The board.
I don't want to give nobody no advice, but maybe you need to do what the other preachers do. Get you a separate offering envelope every Sunday, and have the people to give you a love gift to pay for your child's tuition, like the rest of the other preachers. But see, I didn't even get into the fact, you all, that this entire 501c3, how this stuff is set up, lets me know right now that just based on what I saw as far as income is concerned, Jamal is lying.
And y'all, it's not just up to women to use birth control. It's up to both partners to use birth control.
Absolutely.
And Jamal has way more to lose than she does.
He should have snip a long time ago.
He should have snip a long time ago. And and lady, I heard somebody say that once you go to the bar, it might be hard to find somebody. She need to go find out who's that blonde lady that was in the YSL trial. What's that lady name?
I forgot her name.
Because she liked to squabble.
Oh yeah, she
does.
I
would go find her. You need somebody that knows how to squabble, girl, and that's going to plead your case. I'm not sure she's a family law attorney, but she knows somebody.
Oh yeah, and one thing about that lady digs. She love to go dig up some information. Now, investigation is her name of her book, because she'll go find every single pencil you ever bought and get an itemized list, boy. So now that lady is rough. I can't remember her name right now, but I'm gonna find
her name escapes me. But you need to go find our YSL lady.
Oh yeah, there it is, Ashley Merchant. That's her name.
Ashley Merchant. That girl know how to squabble. You need her.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I hear she's a pretty good attorney too, even though I have my own opinion about this whole thing over her and Fannie Willis, but that's a whole different thing. But all right, I agree, Marjorie. But let me just tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this about the 501c3 real quick while we're here. The way that it's written, you all, the parsonage, his corporate credit card, and all of that stuff are perks to his job that she can never touch. Now, I don't have time to go into all of it tonight or today. Just understand there are other perks that preachers and pastors get that help them to enjoy the lavish lifestyles that they get, that she will never be able to touch that money. And it's unfortunate, but it's all legal, and she can only touch the $46,000 a month that he reports, and that's on his tax return. That's all she could touch. His corporate credit cards, all his other things. If the church is paying for his Rolls Royce, they can't go after the Rolls Royce. None of that stuff. That's why a lot of these these first ladies won't divorce their husbands, because when you divorce your husband, you have to go based upon what's on the income tax. But I'm here to tell you this is how the system is set up, and I'm sorry to announce that to everybody, but that is. And I could go down some more down that road, but I'm not. Even the clothes that he wears, he could be getting a clothing allowance. If he's getting a clothing allowance, she can't even touch the clothing allowance. None of that stuff can be touched. I'm just trying to tell you. So
that's why the tax code is also, I don't know why the tax code protects these people, because they've been playing these games for decades. And so you basically end up underreporting your income. Jamal easily probably makes twice what he's reporting.
If you add up all the stuff Jamal's getting, Jamal's got to be somewhere in the $3 to $4 million range. If he's not in the $3 to $4 million range, shame on him. He's doing something wrong. Yeah, he's doing something wrong.
And this lady has to beg a judge to send her son to a special school. Come on now.
And that's the sad part about it, Marjorie. That is the sad part. Jamal, let me make a request here. Jamal, I ain't hating on you. I've said my things about you in the past. Yes, I have. I'm happy you remarried. I'm celebrating with you in your
I'm
marriage.
not.
I know, Marjorie. Marjorie said, listen
I
here.
want violence.
Listen here, Jamal. Do what's right when it comes to your son. Write these people a check. Cover your son's school and his health insurance. Get that stuff taken care of, and his life insurance. Just do what's right. Do what you would do for them, for your Giselle's children, your girls. Do what's right.
Hello.
Just do what's right. That's all I'm saying. But we're gonna listen at Miss Odom, unfortunately, because she really do need an advocate. She needs an attorney who would have spoke for her even during this case, because this is ridiculous. Oh no, he will change. And just let me tell y'all, some vloggers have been known to make these preachers 360-degree turn on what they're doing. Because see, when it's hidden in behind the scenes, it's fine. You can do all these shenanigans. But when we start calling you out in these public spaces and places, and this is why vlogging and being a good vlogger is important, and focusing on good things like this that could actually help somebody. It's not about the salaciousness of the story. It's about you actually doing what is right.
Justice.
Right. It is about doing what is right. Pay this young man school. Stop skipping and jumping and hopping around in some spiritual jump rope like you don't have no responsibility, and you're treating your child like he is an Ishmael. And I know the attitude that you all have because I've been in those places and spaces. Your son is not Ishmael, sir. And even Ishmael got a word from the Lord and got a promise from God. Okay. Even in the midst of that circumstance and situation, Ishmael received the word of the Lord had to come to Hagar regarding that. So I'm not understanding. These people kill me, Marjorie. They skip all over the Bible and they just don't read. I don't understand it. But anyway, let me press the button.
He doesn't pay on time. You have ordered him to pay on the first. He pays on the 12th and the 15th.
One moment.
In Georgia, the non-custodial parents have until the end of the month to pay. He has paid on time every single month. He typically pays the first week of the month, and I can show a pay history. I can show
you my pay history. I will pull up my bank accounts.
Miss Odom, you can't. At one point, you and I were having dialogue, okay? And Miss Harris watched and listened and did not interrupt. Now she's trying to present something as well. Give her a moment as well, okay? You'll have an opportunity to be heard, okay? All right, go ahead, Ms. Harris.
This is an intergovernmental case, which means he pays Georgia. Once Georgia receives the payment, Georgia sends it to Texas or wherever you are, and then your state distributes it to you. Whenever your state distributes it to you, doesn't have anything to do with us. But if he gets more than 30, if he does not pay within 30 days, if he does not pay in the entire month, that's when he's in trouble. He has paid every single month, which is why he does not have an arrears balance. So when you asked the other day, what's up with your payment? He had made his payment on November 8th. Whether or not you've received it, that's why I said you have to talk to your state, because Texas is in control of when you receive the funds.
Okay, but he's giving
and as soon as we get it, I'm sorry.
He's giving to Georgia timely.
Correct. Every single month he is getting.
Now, if you go back to the original document that I pulled up, or that she pulled up in this video, there was a $1,900 back payment that Jamal needed to make before they got to this situation. So he was behind $1,900 according to their own document. And if you guys go rewind this and go back and pull it all up, he was behind $1,900. So Mrs. Odom was correct that he was behind in a certain amount of money, but according to how the payments are being made, she's getting the payments late because Georgia's sending them to Texas. Texas is giving them to her. And we're all talking about the state, the government. Everybody know the government moves slow. The government ain't fast about you getting no money. They're not doing that. So it's always going to be delayed, and it's always going to seem like Jamal is late. But Jamal is paying on time, according to these people.
Given to Georgia timely, and it's typically between the 1st and the 8th of the month.
Okay, do you understand that, Ms. Odom, that there is a time frame from the money going from Georgia to Texas, and so there might be delay? Do you get that part?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your position is that you feel like you're not getting the money. There are times wherein you do not get months. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He knows that he has 30 days. So one month he may pay the next month.
No.
They're saying like, oh, he's giving $10,000. I'm like, where's the money?
Okay.
I don't have
I can
anything, and that's
provide,
between
I will
Texas.
pull up the pay history, Your Honor.
Can you pull up the pay history? So we're going to take a look at it. So Ms. Odom, what I need for you to do, I know this is hard because this is your baby and you want to make sure everything is taken care of, but you're going to have to calm down for a moment, because if you bring your passions down a little bit, you'll be a lot more objective about what we're trying to do. Okay. No one is trying to hide the ball from you. No one is trying to make sure your son suffers. We're trying to make sure we do what's right. But sometimes when you're dealing with a lot of different governmental stuff together, it doesn't come out as smoothly as it's supposed to. But I don't want you to think there's some conspiracy going on. So we're going to try to be as transparent as we can, so you can leave here feeling like you understood what was happening. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Ms. Harris, pull it up so you can see what we see when he pulls that money in on a monthly basis. Okay. And that way
Yes.
you could take.
Now, Moni said something in the chat, and Moni, I'm sorry, I can't even find your comment. It just disappeared for me. Moni said something, Marjorie, and you ladies might be able to help me, because I don't know. I ain't making no child support payments. Moni put something up in the chat that said, doggone it, where is Moni's comment? Ugh. Oh man, I done lost your comment, Moni. It went so fast. It just totally disappeared. Did you delete it?
It says, and since there's a child support order, the payment comes directly from the employer.
Yeah, there was another one that she put up where she said, oh shoot. There was another good comment I wanted to put up there. Okay, it says here, hold on. If she's getting any government assistance, Texas is going to take their cut as reimbursement, and she'll get what's left, if any. If she's on government assistance, I think that's what there was another part that you put in there. You said, because let me just tell y'all something. If you're on welfare and you're getting government help, they take that money out of the child support. They reimburse themselves for the money that they're providing to you. So if she's receiving any government assistance, that's crazy. Now, let me just tell you this. Her child support payment is almost $3,000 a month. Let me just say this, Marjorie, and you can help me out. If you go get you an apartment, you can find you an apartment and live. Now, you may not be able to totally pay all your bills, but $3,000 a month, or let's say $2,300 a month coming from every month, that could help you get you a decent place to live. And you can work with the other money, or no? Not
with
in
the cost of
Texas.
living, with the
but I'm
cost of
saying-
living increase, and she's going to need at least a 2-bedroom unit. And she might not be able to hold a steady job with her son's condition. So that might be a contributing factor to why she might be getting public assistance.
And that's why I love Marjorie. Go ahead, Marjorie.
I'm just saying, and I just think this is too much, y'all. This is too much. I feel overwhelmed, and I'm not even her. Like, I'm not Miss Odom, and I'm already tired. Like, this is too much. Now she got to file another motion to address the last ruling before the judge can really do anything about it. And I'm exhausted. I'm listening to this, and I'm not just trying to just take her side because she's a woman. I'm on God's side, and I just feel like Jamal, at the end of the day, yes, they both had sex, but if he's preying on women who are just lack a certain intellectual ability because he knows what he can get away with, that's evil, y'all. That's just, at the end of the day, that's just evil. And he has a type or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're not paying for your son's quality of life. At the end of the day, you're not doing that. And this lady has to go to a judge and beg.
Yeah, and that's the problem for me as a man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if I don't like you, and that's another reason why I've been so careful. Let me tell you something. Even if I don't like you, it's not about you, it's about my child. You're not gonna have my child in no pay less. And I'm walking around here in Air Jordans. I'm not gonna have my child. My child needs to dress how I dress. If I'm in designer, my child need to be in designer. And this is the
Right.
problem. This is the problem that I have with dudes like this. And then now this is where I'm gonna really have to press the button, because I get pissed off just thinking about this, because I really think that is some bull jive. Jamal, you Gucci down to the socks. You feel what I'm saying? You Gucci down to the socks. And to have your son not having the things that he needs in order for him to leave, you and your wife just spent all that money on that wedding. And you mean to tell me y'all wearing designer stuff, custom made stuff? Y'all not wearing?
Yeah,
off the rack?
I'm sure that was custom.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Come on, bro. Like, don't have your kid. Like, I remember one time I went over this girl house one time, Marjorie, and she had a small kid. The kid didn't have no shirt on. And so when I go through the door and I'm looking at this small kid, he got a sucker stuck to his diaper. The sucker is stuck to the diaper. And I'm looking, I said, now listen here. If I would have been the baby daddy, and let's say I was coming to visit, I'd have been instantly pissed off. Number one, why is this fucking sucker on my son's diaper? That would have really pissed me off. You understand what I'm saying? And then I would have just, you know what I'm saying? I would have just lost my freaking mind. You know, but you got to be careful, like the people say in the chat, on who you lay down with too, because you got to find out some stuff about these people, because Lord, I'm just pissed. Jamal, take care of your son. And from my understanding, this may be the only son he has, though, right? Because I think all the rest of them are girls.
I think so.
See, nigga, please. Okay, you whack. Now, let me hit the button, because I'm gonna go off on the tangent.
Look at it, and then I want you to compare it with what you get from Texas, and that way you can go to Texas and say, "Hey, Georgia is doing this, but you guys are doing this," and you can try to figure out where your disconnect is. Okay, all right.
I wore Payless shoes too when I was younger, but not as an adult. I'm just saying.
You see this? All right.
Sorry, it trying to come out and come in like you taught me.
Oh, I can see it.
You could, well, so you see the pay history?
Yep, stars.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like at least from April of 2024 until November of 2024, he looks like he paid it in the first week of each month. But I can see that in March of 2024, there was $1,400. And then, hold up.
Because the issue was he had also been overpaid. So at one point, it was coming out of his paycheck. That's where you see the W and the payment source, that's wage withholding. So those split payments are how our system was taking it out of his paycheck to equal the amount. There was also an issue once they did the accounting that he had an overpayment. So they also had to give him some of those, like these escrow amounts are payments that he was overpaid. So those checks went back to him because he was paying over the amount in some of them.
Is that the E? Which ones went back? Can we tell?
I believe, and this is what the case managers really do, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the E means it went to, I'm actually not sure. I could get one of the supervisors in here who could explain what happened.
The E stands for everybody in your damn business, but let me hit the button. That's what the E stand for. You dummies, everybody in your damn business. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I also just want you to email this child support enforcement detail sheet to Miss Odom. Give her as many years as you can give her. Okay.
This goes all the way back to when we first got the case, which was in 2022.
All right. I want you to email that.
3 pages.
Okay. Email.
Now here's where I'm gonna speak up for Miss Odom, and maybe Miss Odom didn't know this, but they settled the paternity way back in 2015. And they're saying that this woman did not start receiving any sort of child support payments until 2022, which is also effed up. You knew about this damn baby since 2015, Ninja, and you just decided to start paying this woman in 2022. I think we should be investigating, was you kicking this woman some money down before that? Because you knew this was your baby a long time ago. And this is where Marjorie's statements come into play even more. This is frustrating because you knew you had this kid way back in 2015 and you just started kicking down ends. What kind of deadbeat ass shit is this? Now that just pissed me off, to tell you the truth right now. Now I just got mad. What? You must be kidding me. Wait a minute. Am I tripping? Let me pull this up again because I know I ain't crazy. Now, wait a minute, because I know I ain't crazy. This paternity has a date of August the 10th of 2015. This test right here. If I ain't gone crazy. That's Miss Odom. This is and Mr. Bryant is over there on the other side. That says August 10th of 2015. Am I tripping?
No.
I'm just saying, nigga, you knew what was going on way back then. I don't care what you say. You should have been making sure that this woman, got what she needed a long time ago. That's wrong on every level. Oh, that's wrong. But you're going to preach to people every Sunday about God meeting their needs and all of this stuff, but you won't meet the needs of your children whom you can see that you need to take care of. Spiritually, this is where it kind of gets me on a whole different kind of vein and level. Spiritually, you are responsible for being a good steward over the finances and the stuff that God gives you. You claim to be this preaching genius, but this don't take a genius to figure out, man. You should have been kicking this woman some money down long before this.
Mail those 3 pages to Miss Odom. Miss Odom, you're going to get this sheet, all right? And then I want you to compare it to what you get from Texas, okay? And therefore, if there's a date discrepancy of the time it takes for them to get the money to you, I want you to talk that to your person in Texas so they can handle that for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to send that to you. Now, because I know you're concerned about the payments being late. In Georgia, we have a policy, or the rule is he has to be more than 30 days late before a contempt can happen. Ms. Harris is saying when you look at this report, you'll see that did not happen. Consequently, no contempt has happened. If you disagree with that, you'll have an opportunity to bring that up. For right now, I want you to take the moment to go over your Texas records with your Georgia records, okay?
So, ladies and gentlemen, he could wait to the 29th of the month and pay it. If he wait to the 29th of the month and pay it, it's still, to the state of Georgia, is on time. As long as it gets entered into the system before the 30th day, Jamal is on time.
All right. So what's the next issue that you had, Ms. Odom?
For the school.
The school. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, what school is he going to, and how much do you pay for that school?
I don't pay for school. It's a charter school, but they just don't have the teachers to accommodate him
for the autism.
Yes.
Okay. Does he have a diagnosed autism? That is, you've taken him to a doctor or a psychiatrist, and there is
a psychiatrist. Yes. The doctor will be soon because they just did it last Wednesday when we found out about it.
What I'm asking you though is, right now, do you have a diagnosis?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you have a diagnosis from whom?
From the psychiatrist, from the school.
The school or the school psychiatrist?
I guess the school, works with this psychiatrist. So this psychiatrist was.
I hate to go here. Some of these psychiatrists are ambulance chasers, and they'll put down anything on this piece of paper just so that they could do whatever and they get paid. Let me say this. There's a reason why she's asking about a doctor and not a psychiatrist, because some of them are ambulance chasers. Now, am I saying that this woman's child don't have autism? No, I'm not. I'm just saying this lady needs to, and please, Miss Odom, somebody get a message to these people. You need to methodically approach this before you go into court, because according to this document and this paperwork, this court proceeding, Marjorie, and documents and paperwork she had already filed. She filed saying that her child had autism before they even came into this courtroom. And she just said on camera, she didn't find that out until last Wednesday. But she filed the paperwork saying to get them in court to get it raised so he could go to a different school, saying he had autism. So you said he had autism before, according to her own statements, before she ever even found out he had autism. So how was she? And I'm just saying, you filed the paperwork ahead of time to the court saying he had autism, and you just said you found out last Wednesday he got autism.
Maybe he had an informal diagnosis from a teacher or something like that, and then she finally was able to get an official one. I'm not making excuses for her. I'm just saying somebody might have noticed something was different about him, and she was finally able to get an official notification. I don't know.
I think if the child do have autism, I think Jamal gave it to him. Anyway, let me go on, because I think because seriously, because Jamal got some issues himself. But anyway, let's go ahead. I'll press play.
The one who found the diagnosis. So last year, like the end of last year, they tested him. It came back negative. But then the psychiatrist was watching him even closely, and they said, no, he has it. So they did more tests this year. And that's when this was like a recent thing. And so she said she wanted to retest them. They did. So Wednesday we went over the EIP and everything is put in place for him. But they just don't have the teachers there to help him and educate him.
Okay. But right now, he's in school. The likelihood is he'll stay there until the end of the year, right?
Yes.
Okay. But at some point, you want to switch him to another school that's going to be more effective for his disability.
Yes.
What you're going to do, though, is when you get ready to do that, when you feel like you need to change or modify the plan, you're going to have to either get an attorney so that we can look at it. But for right now, we cannot modify or add in those documents because he's not in that program yet. And if this is something that you just started last week, it's certainly something we can't take care of right now because we don't know where he's going, whether or not that's going to be something that the court will allow, because it could be that the court finds that the school does have the ability to take care of it, and it doesn't make sense for him to go someplace else. I'm not saying that's what a court would do. I'm just saying that's a possibility. So we can't include what was happening at that juncture because we don't have enough information to do that right now. It doesn't mean that you won't.
Let me pause it for Marjorie. I don't know if Marjorie fell off. Oh, let me put Marjorie, I'll put the link back up if you're having if you needed the link to come back up. I just received a message that New Birth folks are watching. New Birth, let me be very clear in my statement here. I'm just going over the information. If you mad, be mad at your pastor. Don't be mad at me. All I'm trying to do is to help Mrs. Odom's son get the help and stuff that he needs, and we will leave it at that. But hello to the New Birth people. Don't be mad at me. I'm just having a conversation. If you are mad, fall out of the mad place you're in and hit the like button, please. Amen. Bless the Lord.
Won't be able to bring that up again. And so that you'll be able to bring it up to, do we know where Mr. Bryant lives? Like what county does he live in?
Your Honor, we do have his address on file.
What county?
DeKalb.
Okay. So he's in DeKalb, which means it's going to come back to me because it'll end up being my case. You'll then have to file a motion to modify so that could be taken into consideration. Is that something that you're planning on doing? Because if you plan on doing that, I can withhold on this issue and let you file it and we can deal with it later. Do you want to do that? Or do you want to take?
Now look how the judge is trying to help her. Where you at, Marjorie? You done left me. Now look how the judge is trying to help her. Now, if she's listening, the judge is trying to help her. I'm just saying.
Take what we're talking about now.
I want to file it later.
Okay.
I want to file it so we can address it now.
Okay. All right.
Because even my money has changed too. So.
Okay. So that's another issue. So the issue dealing with the school, that's a modification you want to do later, right? Because you really need to find the school. He needs to get accepted into a school. We need a psychiatrist to say that it's necessary. You need to prepare a case.
Correct.
Right? For that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Okay. So the issue then next is that your position is they have you down for $5,000 and you don't make $5,000.
No.
What do you make?
At the current time, I am on a work plan, basically. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Is someone else talking?
No, I'm asking you, what does that mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, so I do unemployment right now. I lost my job in January.
You lost your
July 2nd.
July 2nd. And so right now, how much do you get?
Every 2 weeks, it's 2,000. No, for the month it's 2,000. So every week I am making 1,000.
All right.
2 weeks I'm making 1,000.
Every 2 weeks you make 1,000.
Yeah, it's like
okay, every 2 weeks you make 1,000 because you're unemployed, but you have to gainfully be looking for employment. And the Jamal Harrison Bryant is not your financier. He's not supposed to take care of you. He's supposed to take care of your child and the needs of your child. You guys are supposed to share in that responsibility. And see, this is where I get a little annoyed too with her. You know, saying that you only make $1,000 every 2 weeks. That's not Jamal's fault. That's your fault. So get you another job and start making you some money. And that's just the bottom line. But as far as the child's school, should Jamal step up? Yes, Jamal should step up. In my opinion, Jamal, this is how you solve that problem, player. Pay the school off for the whole year. Just write the check. And you submit it to the court and say, hey, I done paid for the school. So she don't need no more money because I done already paid for it. Because see, in my opinion, this is my opinion, you coming back to the court talking about you need more money for the school and you ain't even enrolled a person in the school. You can't really answer about psychiatrist versus doctor. It makes me raise my eyebrows. I'm just saying. That's just me, but it is what it is. And don't New Birth have a school? Why can't she put the little boy in the school over there in New Birth? Do they have an autism teacher or somebody who can assist her with the autism? Don't New Birth have a school? New Birth Academy or something it's called, I thought. Maybe they closed it down. I don't know. Let me see.
It's like $1,134.
Do you anticipate getting another job and making the salary of $5,000 rather?
She wants another $1,100 added to her $2,000. So she wants upwards of $3,000, almost $4,000 a month, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
No, I did get a job, but I don't start yet. I'm just taking like drug tests and background check and all that. And that is only $16 working with American because I'm in school.
Okay.
And Your Honor, just so you're aware, the income we used for her is income that she provided for herself. And we were not notified by she or the IJ that, including in her objection, that she no longer earned that amount of money. Because that is one of the things that we could have taken into consideration and brought before you with the worksheet.
She does know because I told her through email and text, and she said, when did that happen? Did you tell Texas? I said, yes, I told Texas when it happened. I went up there to the office in Plano and told them, and they're so rude to me. They don't hear nothing I say. Everything I say is like,
yes, Miss listen to me.
I can kind of see how people would be a little rude to her. You coming up to the office don't mean nothing. Documentation is what they look for, ladies and gentlemen. You standing at the clerk's counter telling the clerk you done lost your job means nothing. You need to fill out some paperwork, type out a letter, tell them something so they can staple something, add something to your case, and they can go through the necessary procedures in order to get you the kind of help that you need. My frustration with Mrs. Odom, if I'm going to be totally frank with you, is her lackadaisical way of presenting herself to the court and presenting this information. Marjorie's frustrated because of Jamal and all the stuff and the whole thing. I'm frustrated because I don't like the way she's presenting herself to the cases, to the court. It's driving me nuts. Oh, I went up there. I hate because it sounds like when I have to talk to some folks that I personally know. I don't like when they talk like this, and they will tell you. I get real frustrated, and I'll stop them in a minute. You are doing it improperly. Period. You're doing it like you're a teenager, and you don't understand you're a grown adult, and you need to methodically think about the things and how you're representing yourself when you're presenting yourself to the court. And you can get pissed off at me if you want to. You're not 12, you're not 13, you're a grown woman. You need to present yourself a certain type of way. And if you learned how to present yourself a certain type of way and communicate a certain type of way, maybe you wouldn't be making $16 an hour, and you could possibly be doing a little bit better as it relates to your job prospects. I'm just saying. Or maybe you should have multiple jobs. Now, this is where I had to call my sister, and I talked to my sister this morning, but this is where my sister had to check me. And I need to understand this. And for the fellas out there, we need to understand this. Mrs. Odom is the custodial parent. So, you know, you have to, she's limited in certain things that she can do. You know, she already has her son in an after school program, you know, that Mr. Bryant is helping to pay for. But she, based on her education, her skill level, her stuff, she can only make $16 an hour, it looks like. So if that is the case, then I'm sorry, Mr. Bryant needs to step up, and he needs to cover the cost for his children so that her $16 an hour does not have to go towards anything. My sister told me today, before we had this live, I was on the phone with her. She said to me, Marcellus, if that woman has to get an extra job, if she got to go out and do extra stuff, Jamal's going to have to pay more money because she's not able to spend as much time with the child. Because see, here's the other element that's missing in all of this and nobody talks about. While she's having to go to work and everybody's doing all of this stuff, this child that has autism, who's the kid with? Because the mama's got to work. The daddy ain't involved in his life. You feel what I'm saying? If this don't disturb you, I don't know what will. And Jamal, you suck. You absolutely fucking suck, dude. You suck. That's all I'm gonna say, because I really want to say some other stuff, but I'm gonna be nice.
That might have happened. That's not what we're saying. What she's saying is, did you provide the $5,100 to Miss Harris X amount of days ago?
No, it wasn't X amount. It was last year.
Okay,
They're just now seeing this. It was last year. They never said, well, let's do an update on the money.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. No need to argue it. We're just asking. You gave her that number at some point, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At the time you gave it to her, it was true and correct.
Correct.
At some point, it was not correct because you lost your job in January.
July, yes, ma'am.
And when you lost your job in July, did you contact Ms. Harris and say that number is now wrong?
No, she was not part of the plan.
And that was part of the problem because she didn't think that she's part of the plan. Felix, listen to me very carefully. He does suck. I didn't say anything about that child support took the baby to the daycare. Open up your ears before you frustrate me, Felix, and I get really upset because you're saying things that I'm not saying, and that means you're having a very tough time listening, or you're just purposely saying these things, and it's gonna piss me off. I'm just telling you right now because I'm already annoyed with this. First of all, let me just tell you something. I'm letting you know if the woman has, she said, according to what we discussed earlier, she has childcare for after the young man goes to school. Jamal, according to the document, was paying a portion of the money for the child care. So the child support payment that Jamal is making, a portion of that is going to the child daycare for after school. What she is presenting to the court, because I'm a very good communicator if you listen, she is asking for an adjustment so that the school can be paid for by Jamal, or a portion of it can be paid for by Jamal until she gets back up on her feet, and she can, of course, contribute the little amount that she's going to contribute, because they're going to go with the parent who makes the majority of the money. Okay. And I don't want to come back here, Felix, and have to say something else about something that I did not say, because it's annoying me, and I'm paying very close attention to this chat. I'm just saying, and I'm paying a close attention to these comments. Don't do that. Stop it, because I know I can communicate very well. Either you hard of hearing, or you just trying to frustrate me.
I was talking to social workers at that time, so I didn't even know she became part of the plan just recently.
Right.
with
And
me as far as communication.
correct. And that's what she's saying. She's just saying she didn't know until recently. Do you understand?
Mhm.
All right. So now that we know that there is a change in your income, then that is something that can be considered. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. But your position is you're going to start another job. And when you start that job, how much money will you be making per week?
I don't know because it's part-time. I just know that it's $16. That's what I do know.
When
So you're going after a part-time job that pays you $16 an hour. You don't have any clue as to how much money you're going to make, but you want the court to give you a certain dollar amount from Mr. Bryant. This, ladies and gentlemen, and to the ladies in the audience, when men hear this and we hear this and it's presented like this makes us think that you're just trying to stick us for our paper. That's how we think. Now, majority of men who are mature and understand that it costs to raise a child and to run a home, we think a little bit differently than the average dude. But most dudes, when they hear this, they think you trying to stick me for my paper. You don't want to work. You ain't trying to get no job. You ain't trying to do what you're supposed to do. You can't even tell the court how much money you gonna make. But you come into the court asking them for more money off of what I make. And for most dudes, this is how we hear this stuff. And I'm just saying to the women in the audience, I don't hear it like that. I hear it different because I know it takes money to raise a child, and it takes money to raise a house. There's toilet paper, there's a toothbrush, there's all sorts of stuff that needs to be bought in a home: food, clothes, shelter. If she got her own home, anything could happen. So there's all sorts of things that need to happen. Emergencies come up, or you may have to pay a babysitter. There's all stuff that comes up in raising a child. So just and stuff that you can't even put down on this stupid ass piece of paper that comes up. There's all sorts of things that come up when it comes to raising the child. So give me a damn break. I'm just saying. But when you present yourself to the court in a better light. The judge is doing a masterful job of leading her. Because if this was a court case, and you can't object to what the judge is doing, because this is straight up leading. You leading the witness, because you telling her pretty much what she needs to do. But she's not really paying attention. But I'm just saying. Let me go on. Let me press the button. I get frustrated. I'm sorry. I do.
When you start this job, will you come off unemployment?
Yes, I have to. I don't have a choice. Yeah.
Right. Do you anticipate making at least $2,000 a month?
At least, yes.
Okay. Is it possible for you to make more than $2,000 a month?
I really don't know, just because of the scheduling that I have. I cannot say that.
Okay.
I want to, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Miss Harris, can you put her income at $2,000 a month? Let's see what it is. So we're going to put this on a temporary basis anyway, because she wants to do more. So we're going to do it only temporary so she can do what she needs to do. Put it at $2,000, see what it looks like.
Okay. The one thing I also need to do to make sure that it's accurate is I'm going to remove the deviation right here so we can see what it would be without the upward deviation, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Or do you want to keep it?
Yeah, we're going to keep the upward deviation. The income is high. That upward deviation is probably going to be reflective.
But would you want that specific number, or is there another number? Because this number was based on the $2,350 that he's paying. So the $254 right here, would a number selected to make the math
balance. Right, it's got a balance.
$2,350 that he was already paying.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because in other words, you can't be. Well, let me hush.
Yeah. So, but yes, the deviation of how much money per month are you spending, Miss Odom, for the needs, for the educational needs of your child?
She ain't spending nothing because she ain't even enrolled him in the school. I can't wait to hear this answer, but I can't wait to what she's about to say. But according to what she told us earlier, she ain't enrolled him in the school. Only thing she has is the after school care. That's what she told us. And Jamal went ahead and paid that with sight unseen.
It's just started, so I can't even. I just thought he had bad behavior. But I can just say, me coming off from work to do that, I cannot give you the actual number? Because this is just new to me, like all of this.
I actually do have to change it because it's given in the presumptive amount, it's given her a negative number.
Okay,
Here it is. So let me.
okay.
Y'all need to hit the like button. I got over 520 of you guys here. Please hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, so we can move on. You guys, and while y'all are hitting the like button, I hate to do this to y'all. I need to go to the bathroom for just a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta go to the bathroom because I'm in desperate need of a bathroom break. So we're gonna take it'll say 5 minutes. I'm not gonna be gone for 5 minutes, but let's take a break for just a second while I use the bathroom. Hold on. Well, I see some people got mad that I went to the bathroom. Ain't that a doggone shame? I can't even go take a leak. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't have no patience. You can't wait for a brother to go to the bathroom. My God, we've been on here for 2 hours, almost 3 hours. I'm trying to give you guys the whole story. So you'll have the whole story. All right. My God from Zion. Okay, let's go. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. But I guarantee you Giselle is the one that's getting the majority of the money because that's who Jamal honors and loves. But let me go on.
I'm just getting into it, like the education behind it and what he needs. And I just know for 3 years straight, his behavior was so bad. I wanted to give up. I didn't know what.
None of that has anything to do with the dollar amounts. And the emotionalism of all of this is what frustrates me with her. This is a sign that she's an immature woman. Stop talking about all of this stuff that doesn't matter. That right now doesn't matter. You presented some information to the court. Focus on the information. And my other question to you all in the audience is, why would she submit for more money, not having all of these things already readily available to her? She doesn't even know what she wants, really. She don't even know. She's like figuring this out as she goes along, which sort of as a dude, it just frustrates me because I
What
think
to do. So we
not use my
finally got
brain.
him. Well, I finally got him tested.
So right now, what medical care is he on?
He's not on any medical care. It's just the teachers. They're not
No, I'm saying
certified.
what medical program, what insurance does your child currently have?
Oh, United Health.
Who pays for that?
Me.
How much do you pay?
A month is $600 for the both of us.
Okay.
So
Did you
we
give
have her health insurance at
She has it at JSX for Aetna, and I don't work. Yeah, so she has the old stuff.
Okay, so the three you pay, so give her 300 for insurance.
Nothing is updated because it was all last year when we submitted this.
Yes, that's what we're doing. We're trying to.
Now here's the frustrating part for me. The judge just goes, oh well, just give her 300. Well, wait a minute. We don't have no documentation to prove that this lady's telling the truth, because she told us earlier that he had that other insurance, and now she's saying he got a totally different insurance and it costs $600 a month and they both on the program. Well, my thing is, if you unemployed and you come on, Marcellus, I'm sorry, y'all gonna be mad at me. Marjorie, where are you at? I'm so mad at Marjorie for leaving me because I love Marjorie's side of things. I'm frustrated with this lady. I ain't even gonna front like I'm not. And the judge just throws it out there. Just give her 300. But that's somebody else's money. You understand what I'm saying? What the
Make sure we have what the numbers are.
So 300 per month?
300. All right.
I'm not sure.
That 195.25.
Listen here, Keefus, they go after the dumb women. They really do. They go after girl. And I'm sorry to say this, and I don't mean to be cause offense to anybody, but if you look at a lot of these first ladies and a lot of these women that they go after people who are too stupid, not too bright. And the reason why I think he fell in love with Carrie the way that he fell in love with Carrie is that she's smart. And like he said, that's like a woman he's never really encountered before. Because I think Carrie's the kind of woman who will set him straight and be like, Ninja, get your stuff together. And Dr. Turner, just y'all raise an offering. Jamal, write a book. Have a book written. You have your secretary help you to take some of your sermons and turn them into a book. I'm trying to hip y'all to the game. This is what happens. Take a couple of your sermons, get them turned into a book, have the writer to assist you with the book, and you sell the book and you take the money and you pay your child's school for the next several years off of the earnings that you get from the one book. I mean, Jamal, if you got real people around you that's helping you, that's how it can be done.
Put that in the special, because that means that she's not, to me, that means she's under what's necessary for her to care for the child. So that 194.25, put that in the special.
Put it where? I'm sorry, in special.
And deviation, upward deviation, as an upward deviation.
Oh, I got it. Okay, yes.
Mhm.
Okay. For in his column, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So that equalizes her, because otherwise she'll be in the zero for trying to take care of the child. Okay, that's the child support amount. I'm going to leave that as on a temporary basis so that you can do what you think you need to do for the other education issues. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. So this is going to be temporary. All right. That's the order of the court.
And Your Honor, when would you like for us to come back?
Well, let's Miss Odom, when do you anticipate filing your motion?
Soon as I guess I have to enroll him in school first. Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not advising you to do anything. I'm just telling you, you need to move like you desire to move, but you might need to talk with someone or get some legal advice. I can't tell you that. All I'm saying to
You done told her already, Judge. She just wasn't listening or paying attention, and she wasn't taking any notes. And this is what drives me crazy and makes me so frustrated. I'm going to be done with this part. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that particular video and come back to you all and just make my comments, and then we'll get on out of here. Mrs. Odom, you should have took some damn notes. I don't know why you didn't take any notes. This frustrates me as a person who uses my brain. I get very frustrated with stuff like this when you approach subjects like you're 12 years old. You're not a child and you need some help. And the judge done told you several times what you need to do. This is not a rocket science type situation. And thank y'all so much for watching the program. Please support some of you can Cash App, support the show. Some of you might want to pay for my dinner tonight. I haven't even had dinner yet. I'm so hungry. And I did get an for the people that text me about the new birth people. Let me just say this. I did not destroy Clarence, by the way. I did not destroy him. Secondly, if the new birth people are upset with me, y'all can just be upset. It is what it is. Be upset with your raggedy pastor. Be upset with your pastor slinging his stuff all around town and getting these young girls pregnant and doing all of this stuff. Be upset with him. Now, in all fairness, well, Marjorie, she gonna have a difference of opinion on that. But I'm just gonna say, in all fairness, everybody can grow, everybody can learn. Hopefully Jamal will do what he needs to do to get this. She has to get a definitive diagnosis. That's very true. So she needs to get that done. Yeah, probably so. Probably so. That's probably true. That's why you have to be careful. But this judge is most certainly trying to help her. I mean, you got to admit, this judge is really trying to help her. Yeah. And that is absolutely correct. And Moni, I appreciate you saying that. And because, we got some really smart people over here that work in these fields. And that's why I love y'all so much. It's just, what do you do? What do you do? Jamal, pay for this school. Honestly, player, if I'm going to tell you what I would do, I would pay for this school outright, and I wouldn't even have it added as a part of my child support order. I would let that order stay the same amount. I would just write a check to the school, have my attorney to inform the court that the check has been written with proof that the checks have been written and sent over to the school. And I would keep this same order, keep this same dollar amount. If you think that she's trying to get more money, there's a way around that. You can just simply pay for it and be done with it. And that way the child support order does not have to change. Now, am I right or am I wrong, Moni? Am I right? If he pays for it out of his pocket and just pays for the school, can't he? And you guys want to know this video? Y'all want me to give you the link to the video? I'll give you the link to the video. I'll give you the link to the video. That's the whole video. I don't understand. Moni, can he just write a check to the school and that way that it won't affect his child support payments? Well, she has insurance. I think something's up with that insurance stuff. I don't think Jamal was tricked, Dewan. Now knock it off. Now, darn, he was tricked all right. He probably drank some Hennessy and had a long night. That's all I'm going to say. Or he was smoking on some hookah that they probably had put in something in his hookah. Isn't that what they call it? Hookah, whatever they smoke. I'm just saying. He ran off. Oh, I think that's the part where that the one where that dude in the street confronted him. I think I might have saw that video. Because nobody respects these preachers like that. These preachers think they have higher, opinions of themselves than the rest of the world. But New Birth, y'all love y'all pastor. It only takes a couple of offerings. Y'all can do that in 3 Sundays and pay for that young man's school probably for the next 2 or 3 years and be done with this. I'm just saying. Pay for it. I'll drop the link. Anybody else want to come up here and share with me? I'll drop the link real quick before I get out of here. Y'all might have a difference of opinion. It might happen. Shit, I don't know. I don't know. But what about Moni? What about if he pays for the kid's school outright and just writes a check for it? That'll keep him from having to pay her more money on the child support situation. Because I'm gonna be real honest with you, this woman don't know nothing. I make $16 an hour. Do you make $1,000 a month, $1,000 a week? You ask her, she don't know. Like, how you don't know? You got to pay rent, you got to pay bills. How are you running a household, lady? And you don't know what you pay? That don't even make any sense to me. I'm sorry. Maybe y'all need to help me, because that don't make no sense to me at all. Help me, because I don't get it. And I don't think the black women are against her, Gloria. I think that black women are looking at things a little bit more objective. And when you are a mature woman, you understand that you need to put things together and you need to present your case to the court in a proper manner. And I think that this young lady keeps coming to the court and she's presenting this information on a trash can lid. And it makes it very difficult for her to get the things that she needs. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, that street dude cussed the heck out of Jamal. He made Jamal run for the hills. Because, you know, these preachers love talking tough when they got that microphone. Yeah. Well, no, the judge didn't make her pay the money. The judge said Jamal was supposed to pay. There's an open court order right now that Jamal Bryant is supposed to pay Mrs. Odom's attorney's fees. Period. There is a court order that he's supposed to pay it. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just needs to have his ducks in a row. Me personally, I would just write a check to the school. But here's the problem. She ain't enrolled him in the school yet. And see, this is why I don't like this system. Let me back up for just a minute. I don't like the fact that you can just go to the court and tell the court all of this stuff. And then the court tells you, in essence, how to do it. You go do it. And then you bring me back into court for something that you probably did not communicate to the father. Or, you know what I'm saying? How is this? What? Because now he's going to have to show up in court and be like, well, I didn't know that she was paying this. And I would tell the court, well, I don't want the court to take that out of my paycheck for this school. I'll just write a check and send it over to the school. If she wants me to pay for the school and the court wants me to pay for the school, we'll pay for the school. But see, here's the thing. She doesn't have a job. So that means that none of the cost of the school is going to be laid at her feet. They're going to lay all the cost of the school at Jamal's feet. Because if you looked at the document that we saw earlier, Jamal's percentage of what he was paying was like 84% of everything. She ain't paying nothing. Even when she was making $5,000 a month, she wasn't even paying for nothing. I'm just saying, y'all help me, because that's where I'm confused. I'd be like, Father in the God, I don't get it. But see, that's another reason why I believe in condoms. Y'all are crazy. Be laying down with these women and just no. And they're not 100% either. But I know one thing: toaster ovens and condoms work. If I don't know nothing else, toaster ovens and condoms work. Every time you pull that lever down on that toaster, boop, boop, a few minutes later, up comes some toast. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get toast. 9 times out of 10, if you put on a condom, you're going to most certainly protect yourself all from this kind of stuff. And I'm just saying. And she don't even know what kind of school she want to put him in. I'm just saying. She don't even have a clue. She don't even have a clue where he going. She don't even know. She said she had 2 schools in mind. Okay, well, why you got him in your mind and you haven't enrolled the kid in the school? You know why? Let's keep it 100 here. That 20, how much was it total? Let me see if I can pull it up. Because they just increased it just on the bottom part of this video. Now she's going to get $2,600. But I believe when we first started watching the video, she was going to get $2,300. Y'all listen to me. That $2,300 that Jamal is paying that woman a month is helping her to pay that apartment wherever she's living, buy food, and plus coupled with the money she's getting from unemployment, that lady is probably bringing in a total of what, 4,000, almost 5,000. So she's getting almost the same amount of money not working that she was getting when she was working. So what's her motivation for going and finding a better job and getting better stuff? Nothing. She don't have one. Because if you think about it, she said she's getting like $1,000. Was that a week or every 2 weeks? So let's assume it's every 2 weeks. So that's $2,000 a month on top of the $2,000 that Jamal's giving her. That's almost $4,500 a month that she's getting. So she's getting $4,500 a month just on her unemployment. So you think she's rushing? Miss Odom is rushing? I don't think so. Miss Odom does not present herself as a woman who takes care of business. I'm just saying. Now, she might take care of that other business, and that's why I got her that darn baby with Jamal. Y'all know I tickle myself. But I'm just saying, man, you better go somewhere with this foolishness. Now, we're all grown in this darn chat. And we all know. And yes, it is poverty level. I don't know if she has any other children. But according to this, no one in her court case has spoken about any other children. But I would think if she had other children, they would have had to ask her where her income is coming from, and if it's coming from child support from other fathers, etc. That would have had to be something that might have had to be asked. She says she's probably on Cobra when she lost her job. Heavenly Dove, most of us who work and who understand those things, we would have been able to communicate that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be willing to give Miss Odom that she's paying Cobra prices, because Miss Odom gave us 2 different types of insurances that she has. She needs to get this in order. That's all I'm saying. Miss Odom needs to get this in order. Right now, this seems like a hodgepodge of mess. This is a hodgepodge of mess. Yes, the Lord needs to help her in Jesus' name. Jesus is on the main line. She can call him up and tell him everything she wants. Amen. Amen. I'm just saying. Hey. I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't think she need no more comfort, Gloria. I think that's one of the reasons how she got this baby. She was being comforted too well. That's part of the problem. Her and Jamal was comforting each other, and that's the problem. And there are attorneys, Aaron, that would take this case pro bono. I don't know how other states work, but I know there's places in California that you can go and you can give them all your information and all your stuff, and they'll give you an attorney or help you. They'll give you a legal person that will go and fight for you. So I don't understand. I'm not aware of how this is. Yes, unemployment is temporary until it runs out. You're correct. On some level, yes, I do. I think he's harassing her because he understands she's not very I think she's very limited in her communication abilities. And I think because of her limitation in her communication abilities, it frustrates her. And because when she's communicating, most of the court is not really paying attention to the emotionalism of her communications, and they are primarily focusing on the legal documentation and not, he was a grimy lawyer. No one's going to respond to he was a grimy lawyer. They're going to expect you to speak and to present your case in a way that is going to be formative and make sure that you are advantageous to the situation and make sure that you get the desired results that you need. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to be shady, but listen, my sister set me straight, because I talked to my sister before I ever even came on this live, and she set me straight when it came to the custodial parent. And I get it. And that's why I said I understand, because some of these, do you guys know there are some men who are such deadbeats and they're so far behind on their child support. Their children have died. Like, their children grew up and died, and the man is still paying child support. I'm just saying. They have to hunt him down like a rabid dog and get him to pay whatever he's supposed to pay. Can you imagine how frustrating that has to be for a woman who is taking care of a child? You understand what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why these douchebags, these dudes make me so sick. I do not care. And first of all, here's my other thing. I understand I'm not letting no woman have full custody of my kid. I don't care who you are. No. You ain't getting full custody. I don't give a damn if you do move to Texas. Either 6 months out of the year, 4 or 5 months out of the year, my child is with me. My child is going to school for half the year in Georgia, and the other half he can go to school with you. But I want my child in my life. That is the most disgusting thing. How as a man, you gonna lay your head down on your pillow at night not knowing how your child, if your child is doing good, what happened to your child, how your child's day was. You don't know nothing. You're just going to bed and letting somebody else raise your child, and you don't know anything about it. And don't give me that shit about you kicking down some money every now and then and you dropping off clothes and all that stupid crap. No, you are not actively involved in your child's life or development. You are not trying to develop this person into a matriculating adult throughout society. You have foregone your responsibility as a man. And see, this is another thing that I don't like. Having a baby or having a kid does not make you a man. I get so sick and tired of people trying to impress other people because you got 1,000,001 children. That is nothing to be proud of, because you got a baby mama over here and a baby mama over here and a baby mama over here. You got 3 and 4 baby mamas, and then you want society to respect you as a human being. I don't respect you. No, I don't. I don't respect you if you're not actively involved in your children's life. I have no respect for you as a man. I really don't. I'm being honest. I just don't respect you. I just do not respect you. I don't respect you. If your child's mother has got to call you and ask you all the time for stuff for a kid, when you know you got a child and you just so oblivious living your own selfish life that you never consider, well, maybe I might want to call my kids and see if my kids need anything, or what's up, where you at, how things going on with you, what's going on. If you sit most of these men down and start asking them questions about their children, they don't even know their children. What's your child's favorite color? What's your child's favorite movie? What is your child like what's your child's best friend's name? What does your child so far in life thinks or aspire to be later in life? You don't know any of that shit, but you want to sit up and be talking about you somebody's daddy. No. You. For real. I don't have no respect for you. I better get off of here. I better get off of here because this gonna turn left. I have no respect for you. I don't care what you think about the baby mama. Forget the baby mama. Most of the married men that I know who had to leave I know a lot of dudes who done gave up the house. They done gave up their cars. They done gave up a lot of stuff just to make sure that their kid is good. Because it doesn't matter about Miss Odom. Miss Odom is not she's not the most important person in this situation, and neither is Jamal. The baby is the most important person in this whole scenario, and I'm disgusted. How are you going to get up and preach to the whole wide world about God's love as a father, and how God through Jesus Christ was reconciling the whole world unto himself, when you won't reconcile your own self to your own child? I don't get that. Somebody has to help me understand that whole process. How do you stand in a pulpit behind a sacred desk and preach to people and tell people that they ought to repent for their sins and come to the saving understanding and knowledge of Jesus Christ, all while you are hiding and shucking and jiving because of the things that you have done? I don't understand how you, as a preacher, as a pastor, as a man, can with integrity stand up in a pulpit and do that. I have issues with that. I'm sorry. Jamal, get your house in order. Do what's right. Pay for this child's school once she decides to enroll them in. I don't even like the way this whole thing was done, to be honest with you. You coming out here asking for more money and you ain't even got your ducks in a row, lady. And you are correct. And you right. Who's this? Well, what's the name? Let me see. Sandra, you're right. He's supporting the kid. He's met all of his obligations so far. She's trying to submit stuff to the court that he don't even know about. And see, this is the other thing. You're not even involved in your child's life, because ain't no way in the world my son gets diagnosed with autism and I don't know nothing about it. And then, first of all, I got enough money to go get my child checked out for real, because y'all could just be labeling my child as autistic. And that's what they love to do, the little black boys who act out in school. It happened to me. My mother, them people told my mother to give me Ritalin, or whatever the hell that stuff is. And my mother was like, nah, that ain't going down. Yeah. Okay. That's all I have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me on this pop-up show. I might show up tomorrow, Sunday as well. So y'all be on your best behavior. I love and appreciate you. I'm praying for Miss Odom. I'm praying for the baby. I'm praying for Jamal. Y'all get this right. And y'all know this is Mad Church Disease, so please support the channel. The Cash App information is on the screen. I'm trying to get freer so I can go do some more research. Hopefully I can find out about, I need to look into Miss Carrie Turner a little bit and see if she has any children, because my advice to Carrie Turner is don't have no kids by Jamal. Jamal paying enough. Jamal paying enough. In a minute, he ain't gonna have no more money to pay, or he gonna need some more money. I'm just saying he gonna need more money because this is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what it is. Jamal Bryant and Mrs. Odom, child support payments. Now y'all know this is some madness.
Mad Church Disease, a channel that's all about current events, news, and Christian drama. A channel that's dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Our brothers and sisters who courageously stepped outside the safe bounds of institutional Christianity to tell the truth. A channel whose goal is to help the average person understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. So like, comment, subscribe, and smash the notifications button to be a part of this channel.